Cops had a habit of messing up simple situations as they normally fail to de-escalate. Today, we'll be going through these cases where these idiot police officers made questionable decisions that ruined their careers.
Taking pictures. Just random things.
Okay, just trying to figure out. It's just kind of a little suspicious back here.
Is it?
A little bit. You're
This
taking pictures.
Market Street back here?
What's that?
Is this Market Street back here? The Market District?
Market Street's over this way, another block, I think.
Okay. They're doing some redevelopment over here. Okay.
I was just curious. You're just
Are you okay now?
police vehicles, personal police vehicles. We've had. It's just suspicious. Just asking.
Okay, well, are you okay now, or are you still suspicious?
I am a little suspicious. You're taking pictures of police officers' personal vehicles.
What will satisfy your suspicion?
I don't know. Maybe I just idea and that's why.
How will that just determine whether or not I'm
That way if something comes-
suspicious?
I'm just asking, dude, and I don't understand the difficulty as you're recording me. I mean,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
It's strange that people are back here taking pictures of our cars, and I don't.
Is it okay though? Is it legal?
You're one of those folks, aren't you?
I'm just asking. How am I challenging something by taking pictures?
Who are you taking pictures for? Is it?
How is this?
I don't know. That's why I don't know why you're back here taking pictures of.
You don't know, and you've asked, and I've
That's what I'm
told
asking
you.
But you haven't given any.
Yes, I have. Are you not listening, sir? Or are we gonna have a? Are we gonna go round and round and round in a circular conversation?
You say, is it for redevelopment or is it? I mean, what is it for?
Listen, what is it gonna take for me to dispel your suspicions?
It's astonishing to witness the mindset that higher-ranking police officers develop, always attempting to portray law-abiding citizens who are aware of their rights as a threat to society.
Well, I can take pictures. It's perfectly legal, right?
To a certain degree, but
To a certain
I
degree.
don't come to your house and take pictures.
This is not your house, is it? Do you live here?
I'm just asking.
Do you live here?
I work here every day.
Okay. Well, you come by my job anytime you like. Stand on a public sidewalk and take all the pictures you like.
Job, so I know where to go, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a reason you're leaning on my truck? Sorry.
What's going on?
Hi.
Hi. What's
You
going
tell
on?
me what's going on.
Well, no, there's somebody
I'm
called.
over here. I mean, this guy's confronted me.
Okay.
Accosted, sir.
Confronted. Confronted.
You're taking pictures of vehicles that are unmarked police vehicles.
Right.
All I ask you is, why are you taking pictures? You're getting license plates, all that stuff. And you've been asking, rather than just tell me what the pictures
But
are
is
for.
it okay?
Well, no, because they're unmarked police vehicles. That's why you're back here and it's suspicious. We've had a couple cars stolen from this rear lot. We've had cars broken into. We got a lot of equipment.
To ease your suspicions.
An explanation of what you're taking pictures for and why.
I'm taking pictures because it's perfectly legal for me to do so.
See, that's
Okay.
just because it's legal doesn't mean it's not suspicious.
Okay, so it's suspicious.
But
what will it take for you to...
Sir, just so you understand, your responses are what make me even more suspicious.
Around this time, other officers, seemingly idle, notice this utterly pointless spat and decide to gang up on poor Mr. Robin. Because why not? One of the officers, Lieutenant Joseph Leo, finds it necessary to assert his authority and trample all over Robin's rights, as if he knows better than anyone else.
Because you're immediately difficult.
Don't touch me, sir.
You get immediately difficult.
Consent to any
Put your hands up there. You don't need to consent to this.
suspicious activity. That's not against the law.
Yes, it is.
It is. Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Sergeant Curtis.
Okay, Sergeant.
4802.
What's illegal about?
Here's my badge number.
What's illegal about?
What is illegal about is nothing.
Okay.
But you're acting suspicious.
Okay.
And then when he asks you if you've got any ID on you, and then you start running. And you're acting suspicious, and you're filming cars.
Angie is who flagged me down
In cars.
from Audit.
Okay.
Let's be clear about in cars or not.
Okay, I'm talking right now, please. You want to talk
You're
to her?
welcome.
I'll see if I can.
Yeah, see if you can get a hold of her. How come you don't have any ID on you?
We were filming the building.
Why do I need ID to be a pedestrian?
What's your name?
What's your name?
Lieutenant Leo.
Okay, Lieutenant Leo.
What's your name?
Actually, do.
What's the crime?
Suspicious. You're back here taking
That's a
pictures.
crime?
As I tried
Is
to
that
explain to
a
you.
felony or a misdemeanor, sir? Where in the code is suspicion of crime?
Who crossed you that you have to act like this when all we're doing is asking simple questions because you're taking pictures of unmarked police vehicles, undercover police vehicles, squad cars,
so you're not
area
answering
back
the
here.
question. What? Cite me a code.
So what organization do you belong to that's making you be difficult? What is it that what is the issue with you?
As far as I know,
what is the
there's
issue?
no organization.
I don't know. I don't know if it's one of those.
Little guy, just go away. Just go away. You're done.
Me?
Yeah, go away. You're done.
No, sir.
Well, you're not allowed out in front of this building. How's that?
I'm out in front of this building.
That's right.
This is a public sidewalk.
Then move on down the sidewalk.
It's
down
a
the road.
public sidewalk, sir.
All
Are you
right.
releasing me? Am I free to go?
Yep.
Okay, then. I'm free to stay as well.
So are we.
Okay.
Actually, you're not.
So
free to
let's-
stay. That's loitering.
Why is it? No, it's
loitering.
not, sir.
Yes, it is.
Because I am not doing anything wrong. Loitering
This is
requires
over.
what?
It's alarming that officers with such low intelligence hold significant authority. They know their actions are illegal, but are completely indifferent to the law. Lieutenant Josh Rami then condescendingly enters the scene and nonchalantly informs Mr. Robbins that he isn't free to leave, even though his sergeant was about to make a run for it moments earlier.
What's your name?
What police academy did you
You're
go
loitering. You're required to give me your information. What is your
loitering?
name?
It
Otherwise,
requires
I'm going
what
to
else?
arrest you.
You're going
Otherwise,
to arrest
I'm going to arrest you.
Josh, if you want, I can just make a
loitering.
suspicious activity case. We can confiscate the camera until we have a reason
why
for
don't you
what
do
we're doing. Just,
Get his information.
we'll get your information. I'll confiscate the camera until we know you have a legitimate
demanding my
purpose.
information.
What's that?
Yes.
Yes, I'm about
loitering.
suspicious activity. Will
You're suspicious
Yes.
and you're loitering. We've
Yes.
had cars stolen out of
Yes.
this lot.
Okay.
It's suspicious.
So
I have no
do you have your
problem.
Am I detained at this point?
Yes, you are now at
Okay.
this
Do you
point.
have your ID?
I don't, sir.
Okay. Put your hands up there. I'm gonna pat you.
Okay. Can I put this? I've already been patted down.
Are we coming down here looking for a confrontation?
No, I wasn't.
Why are you
I
taking
wasn't.
pictures of this license plate? Why? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Investigating suspicious activity.
That's fine. You can do that.
Okay.
You can also do that.
What's your last name, sir?
You can have
What
a
it-
consensual conversation.
It was a consensual
and do so much
conversation,
better.
but rather than just talk to me, you
Except
talk
the
to
way
me
you
with an
confronted me,
attitude.
sir. Except the way you confronted me, sir.
Okay.
This group of power-hungry officers acts like they're above everyone else, using their authority to manipulate situations and push their immunity on regular people. They might create these flimsy cases now, but they'll eventually face the fallout from their mistakes. It's almost laughable how Young Blue acts like a petty official in uniform, getting upset over the smallest thing someone says.
And if you don't give it to us, you're
John
gonna be
Doe?
arrested.
You understand interference with official acts?
I do. I absolutely do. But you don't have that.
This is the last chance you have to give us your information. Or
Okay.
You're gonna go to jail.
Last name. And this is because of threat of arrest.
Is it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You all know.
Hey,
Because every single one of you.
this is a guy that's come down here for this exact purpose.
No,
He's
it's not.
angry at
How?
the
What
world.
action can I take that will cause you all to misbehave? You.
We're all
If you're part of this detention, then you're
How have we
misbehaving.
harmed you, Mr. Robbins? How have we harmed you? You
You're
came down here
detained
looking for a
against
confrontation.
my will.
You came down here looking for
You're
a
holding me
confrontation.
against my will.
Yes or no? Did you?
I don't want to be held against my will.
Then why are you down here taking
At
pictures?
no point did I want to be
Why
held
are you
against
down
my
here
will,
taking
sir.
pictures? Can't answer that, can you? So next time before you come down here, I suggest you read the code on trespass, loitering. Both of those before you come down here next time.
You can disregard that.
So get yourself up to speed on those because
Okay.
you're going to talk yourself right into jail next time.
That's sir.
It seems that Young Blue, Rami, and the rest have no real reason to be here other than to try and intimidate and investigate this man, driven by their baseless paranoia and complete incompetence in managing their own property.
Of course
Case
I
number
will.
for
But was
suspicious
it involved
activity.
in a crime? That's what I want
I don't
to
know yet. I gotta investigate it.
Okay, you don't know if there's been a crime or not.
Nope, we're going to investigate though. Give
Okay.
you my card so you know. Once
right.
I've confirmed whether or not a crime occurred.
Okay.
You know, there might be pictures of the federal building on there too.
Yeah.
If he's down here doing it here, he's probably doing it at other government-owned facilities.
For the next car to be stolen, who knows?
Well, or the next bag.
Mr. Robbins, I'm Detective Youngblood.
Okay.
Simply was asking you your suspicious nature. You're taking photographs down here. I'm going to confiscate your camera at this point in time. I don't know your reasoning. You'd have to give me any logical reasoning other than you'd like to challenge authority today. Other than that, I don't know what your reasoning or logic is. I hope it is not for nefarious deeds. For that purpose, I'm going to confiscate the camera at this point under a suspicious activity situation. I don't know what else is on your camera. What I may do is, when I'm not actively working the homicide that occurred 2 weeks ago, I'll write a search warrant in regards to your camera. I'll then download everything that's on your camera, because I don't know what else you've taken pictures of. Given the fact that our police station has been bombed before, we've had 2 cars stolen from this rear lot in recent days. You're down here among several undercover cars that are our safety if people were to know who they are. I don't know what you're recording.
Young Blue condescendingly explained to Robbins why he was confiscating the camera and what would happen next. Despite the pointless encounter with these officers, Robbins kept his composure and remained remarkably calm.
If you actively have some reason that you're back here recording personal vehicles of police officers, squad cars, our actions, our movements, given all these details, do you understand why you were detained? Do you understand why I'm taking your camera at this point in time and what will be coming in the future?
I am under no obligation to respond to that.
Have a nice day. I'll give you got my business card, and if you'd like.
You might have something on his phone too.
Yeah, we should probably take that too. Just, I don't know if you took any photos of that. It's a Samsung. We can get that search warrant as well.
We have probable cause for a warrant for the camera. We have probable cause for
there will be, under that case number, there will be a property sheet filed in regards to it. It's a beautiful old building. People take pictures in front of it all the time, but a lot of people don't take pictures of our vehicles and things like that. Thus the reason for the suspicious nature of what you were doing. I know you're under no obligation to ever respond to me because you wish to challenge authority today and be a problem. That's my assumption. Since you've given me no other reason to really suspect anything different, I'm going to assume that's what you're here for. It was just to create this drama. So I'll put all that in the report. At some point I'll be done with your phone and camera, and we'll make arrangements to get that back to you. I hope there's nothing else illegal on it or anything suspicious.
Have you completed your stop?
Yes, you're free to go, sir.
And you're now trespassed, so you're going to have to leave.
Your keys.
I'm gonna go inside.
Your keys. Is your vehicle parked down here someplace?
Did you drive here? How did you do that without
Did
a
you
driver's license?
You don't have, sir, you might want your readers. You don't have a driver's license? Someone ran him?
Thank you.
I hope your driver is somewhere nearby waiting for you.
However, this encounter wasn't taken lightly by Mr. Robin. He returned back to his home that day in need of vengeance, and that was exactly what he was going to go get with a lawsuit. The city of Des Moines will pay a $125,000 settlement to a man who was detained by police for recording video outside the police station, court records show. However, when it comes to auditing, there's no one better than a certain someone who loves to put corrupt officers in their place.
I would ask that you de-escalate a little bit and talk to me with some respect, the same way I've been talking to you with respect, ma'am.
In August 20th, 23, First Amendment Auditor Sean Paul Reyes stepped into the New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, only to be greeted by a storm of trouble right from the start. From the very beginning, things quickly spiraled into chaos.
I'm taking some pictures and video.
You cannot do that.
Why can't I do that? There was a lot of signs up front. None of them said that there was no pictures or videos allowed.
We do not take photos in here.
What'd you say?
I'm Parole Officer Franklin. There's no one here in this building, and we are not taking photos in here. The FOIL request can be made on the website. You don't need
I could do it in person though, right?
No, we don't do a FOIL request here.
Why not? You're the agency with the records.
FOIL request here. You can request that online with the link.
There has to be a way you could do it in person.
I'm explaining to you that we do not do FOIL requests here. It's online through the link.
But why couldn't you handle it here?
Because that's not what we do here. That's not a process that takes place here in the Community Supervision Office. So I will ask you to leave because we cannot have any filming in here.
So the only reason you're asking me to leave is because I'm recording?
Am I making myself clear?
Ma'am, you are very clear. I can hear you perfectly fine. I just, you're not my parole officer. I don't have a parole officer, and you don't have no authority over me. So I would ask that you de-escalate a little bit and talk to me with some respect, the same way I've been talking to you with respect, ma'am.
I'm talking to you respectfully.
Do I make myself clear? Is that talking to somebody with respect, ma'am?
Not a problem. You want us to keep standing here?
You don't like it, do you?
Sean wasn't about to be bought down so easily. Standing firm, he prepared to give her a lesson in legal right. When she called in her fellow officers, they were in for more than just a routine encounter.
How you doing? Hey, how are you?
So this gentleman is requesting for a FOIA. I explained to him foils are not done here. They're done through a request online. He's recording us. He's not on parole. I've asked him to leave. He won't leave.
I'm just taking some pictures and video in the publicly accessible area, sir. May I get your name? I'm trespassing? How am I trespassing? This is a public lobby. Can I just get your names and badge numbers?
If you're not on parole and you have no business here, then it seems like...
I do have business here.
What's your business?
I'm an independent journalist. I'm working on a story. This is a publicly accessible area. This is a lobby. I just like to go randomly and unexpectedly to public offices and publicly accessible offices and conduct my investigation. May I get your names and badge numbers?
Preston, 1939.
What would you say, sir?
Preston, 1939.
Preston? And your name?
I'm P.O. Wilford, 9.
You're the one that said I was trespassing. I'd like to know who says I'm trespassing.
I'm not giving that.
Why would that? Are you a public servant?
I'm not giving that.
Do you work for the public, sir?
Of course.
So why wouldn't you acknowledge yourself to a member of the public?
So I'm not
Well, you don't know who anybody is until you meet them.
None of the 3 parole officers could actually name the law Sean was supposedly breaking. Their attempts just made their cluelessness more obvious, though one officer was a bit more difficult than the rest.
So you're not going to provide your name? Are you a supervisor here?
No.
None of you are supervisors?
No.
Can I speak to a supervisor?
They went to go get it.
And you told me your name and badge number, right, sir? Thank you. Appreciate the professionalism.
Sir, the supervisor has instructed you to leave. You're trespassing. If you stay on the premises, we're going to call the police department and have you arrested for trespassing.
You can call the police department. It's fine. This is a publicly accessible area. I'm here conducting lawful business.
Realizing they didn't really know the law, Sean asked for a supervisor, hoping someone with a better grasp of the situation would show up.
How is this a restricted area if the door is open? I don't understand.
Actually, the door is not supposed to be open.
The door is not supposed to be open?
You should be buzzed in. So maybe it didn't lock from the last person who left. But this is a restricted area. If you're not on parole, this is an office report station. So
Well, the door was wide open. Hey, sir, how are you? Hey, how are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Are you a supervisor here?
Yes, sir.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Sean. I'm an independent journalist.
Identification?
I don't have any identification on me, and I wouldn't hand it over if I did.
What's the purpose of your visit?
So I'm an independent journalist. My name is Sean. I'm here to exercise my First Amendment right, just to gather some information. I'm working on a story on the New York State Department of Corrections.
Excuse me.
Sure, sir.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
You have no ID.
I wasn't aware that I need to carry ID, sir.
You're in a government building, a law enforcement building. Do you have identification?
I wasn't aware I was obligated to
answered
carry
my question,
identification, sir.
Do you have identification?
No, and if I did, I
No
wouldn't give it
photo
to you.
identification.
No, and if I did, I wouldn't give it to you, sir. I haven't broken any laws.
Soon enough, the woman showed up with the supervisor, who, much to Sean's frustration, proved to be even more out of touch than the parole officers. Their behavior was perplexing, and it became evident that these officers were completely unaware of the Constitution and the right to film in public.
All right, so we've seen basically everything that we can see in here. We're going to be getting out of here.
Not yet. If you can.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you have identification with you?
You asked me that several times already,
You
sir,
do not.
and I don't. And if I did, I wouldn't give it to you.
You have no legitimate purpose to be here. You need to exit this space. You may stand outside. Otherwise, you will be arrested.
For what?
Okay? Trespass.
This is a public
You
building.
have no legitimate business here. If
Ask
we do not
questions.
speak to the media, I can give you a number that you can call and speak to. Please exit
Okay,
the
so can you
building.
grab me the
I will
number?
give it to you. Please exit the building.
All right, I'm just going to take some pictures of these
There's
publicly
no-
accessible.
I need you to exit the building
Sir,
now.
this is a small lobby. I'm just here to
Excuse me.
grab some content for
Sir,
my story, and then I'll be on my
excuse
way.
me.
Okay?
I need you to leave the building.
And I
Do you
will
understand?
as soon as I'm done
No.
conducting my lawful
I-
business,
no,
sir.
You have no lawful business here.
I do,
Please,
sir.
no. You have not produced identification as requested by me.
I'm the supervisor in this building.
I don't have to provide
need
you
to-
identification.
Okay, then you have to leave.
So if I
Please
provide
exit
you
the building.
identification, I don't have to leave?
I will review the identification. Please exit the building.
This is ridiculous. This is a small lobby. This is a small public lobby. I've already seen everything that I can see. This is ridiculous for you to be acting this way and for your officers to be acting this way, especially her. Do I make myself clear over there? Because that's not the way you treat members of the public. I don't care if they're on parole or not. You understand me?
Sir, you do not have a legitimate
great.
business here.
I'll wait for law enforcement to come and we'll talk to them, okay?
I'm law enforcement as myself, so I'm directing
Then you are in direct violation of your oath that you took to uphold the United States Constitution, sir. Yes, you are. I'll wait for law enforcement to come and I'll speak to them and see what they have to say about this. Because you're violating my constitutional rights right now, sir. That's what you're doing. And your other officers here are being unprofessional, which makes sense because you're their supervisor, right? I'll wait for law enforcement and we'll see what they have to say.
Sean was banned from the public building, so he called the police for assistance. When officers arrived on the scene, Sean approached them to explain what had happened earlier.
Vehicle number 12. So we're going to be able to get all the body camera footage. Hey, Sarge, how are you? You mind if I get your name and badge number, Sergeant?
Sure, 34.
34, Murphy?
Yes.
Thank you, Sarge. I appreciate it. Thank you. Police and community together. Why is that never the case? I mean, it's a good slogan. We have 3 law enforcement officers that are talking inside with the correctional officers and parole officers here. Sean, S-E-A-N.
Do you have a last name?
Oh, I don't provide any private information as far as last name, date of birth, address, or anything of that nature.
Where do you say you work for?
I work for myself.
Okay, you're a private journalist. For
Yeah, independent journalist.
And what are you doing currently right now?
Working on the story that I just told you.
Okay, but are you video recording?
I'm video recording. That's correct. It's part of my story.
Okay, are you aware that this is a private property?
This isn't private property. This is public property.
As far as I'm concerned, I was told by Mr. Barry Jacobson, the owner of this property. It's a private property, so I'm just trying to find out right now, did he give you permission to video record?
Barry Jacobson?
Yes.
A private individual?
He's the...
Oh, so he leases the section out to the New York State Department of Corrections, Community Supervision?
There's 2 companies inside this building.
Okay.
We have the Department of Corrections and what is...
Like a drug rehab?
Yes. Yes, we were informed that Mr. Barry Jacobson owned the building. We called him. We asked him if he gave anyone any permission to be on this property currently right now to be video recording. He said no, he didn't give anyone any permission, but he would like to know who's out here. So we're trying to gather the information so we can speak to him in regards to who you are and why are you on this property.
Okay, so I wasn't aware that this was private property. I was technically, if a government agency is leasing the property, it then becomes under the government agency's control for as far as publicly accessible areas. It's a government agency, it's funded by taxpayers. But if someone else owns this property and they don't want me here, that's fine. I don't need permission to be here. There's no restricted area signs, there's no keep out private property signs. So there's no way of me knowing that. So I have every right to be here currently. If the owner of the property doesn't want me here, that's a different story. I already got all the content that I needed, so...
Once again, the officers were mistaken. Although the building was privately owned, once it was leased to the government, it became a public space. Despite being in the right, Sean chose to end his audit, feeling he had already dealt with enough for the day.
Sarge, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Have a great day, okay? Take care. Stay safe out there.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks for not violating my rights today. You wouldn't do that? Great. Thanks, Sarge.
Sean exited the building, and although he claimed to file a complaint against the parole officers, we are not certain whether he followed through with it. If watching a supervisor get owned was not enough, then watch this next case where Sean absolutely destroyed a know-it-all.
You trying to have me arrested for nothing? Completely insane.
On September 11, 2022, Sean from Long Island Audits posted a video showcasing his First Amendment rights at the U.S. Post Office in Akron, Ohio. Shortly after, supervisors called the police, leading to a scene that was quite a spectacle.
The minute that we want some security and accountability, transparency, that becomes an issue.
Okay, well, sir, you cannot record me. I don't give him permission to record me. No, you give him permission. It doesn't matter. This is not his taxpayers do not pay for this. You do not need to get permission. Sir, I feel uncomfortable. If you guys are not going to do nothing, what's your sergeant's name?
You can call him.
Okay, give me his number. What's his name?
Say number you guys can call him.
You very rude and you sound very unprofessional. I don't have to be recorded.
No, here's Max. I'm not agreeing with you.
I don't have to be recorded.
Ma'am, he's a law enforcement officer. He's not a feelings enforcement officer, ma'am.
I don't want him talking to me. I don't want to be recorded. So basically, you're telling him he can do whatever he wants.
No, he says I can't break the law.
As soon as Sean entered the building, the supervisors called the cops. But the officer did what the supervisor could not even imagine.
It's making me feel uncomfortable. I need you.
I absolutely do that. But he's not breaking the law.
He's law enforcement. No, I'm not.
He's not.
Hey, sir, can I just get your name and badge number, please?
Yep. I know. I don't think it was him last time I was here, but I've been out here for this purpose.
And he's not allowed to just point cameras into his face.
It's the First Amendment, ma'am. Freedom of press. I'm just trying to educate you, ma'am. That's all. Sir, would you mind if I get that name and badge number? Yeah, sure. Well, so far this officer is doing really well. She wants this officer to enforce her feelings, but he's a law enforcement officer, not a feelings enforcement officer. It's freedom of speech. This is America. This is America. You were talking about me. You're trying to have me arrested for nothing. Completely insane.
Well, I guess we don't have a freedom of speech. You know, our freedom of speech just goes straight out the window.
I know that feeling too. No, you don't. Yeah, I do. In fact, I can say less than anybody in this room.
That's true. There's no reason for you to be mad that he's enforcing the law. I'm not breaking the law. You're gonna tell her not to say anything, but then you're gonna run your mouth? Akron Police Department is doing the right thing. What does freedom of speech have to do with being recorded, ma'am? What does that have to do with freedom of speech? It is not against the law. You see? Look. He doesn't want to do what she wants him to do, so she's gonna treat him disrespectfully. I don't agree with that. I'm an independent journalist. I'm just working on a story on the post office, that's all. I'm working on a story here. I'm an independent journalist.
As soon as Sean entered the building, the supervisors called the cops. It was almost comical how the supervisors expected the officer to back up their overreach. The supervisors seemed to believe the officer would support their heavy-handed approach, but that was far from what happened.
By walking, man, before the police officer got here, I was walking around filming the...
I know, and I was uncomfortable.
You felt comfortable that I was recording the walls? You felt... No, but you felt uncomfortable that I was recording the walls? Oh, okay. I mean, I can't help that at all. I mean, where was I when the police officer got here? Nowhere near you, right? Yeah, I was recording. I didn't record you. Okay. I was just trying to be forthcoming. Here's your card. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Akron Police Department, Officer Sims, 1322. Just doing a great job so far. I can't believe that he has to deal with that rude public servant that's working here. He's not enforcing her feelings and her ignorance of the law, and she's gonna get mad at him. Unbelievable. like he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. He's doing the right thing, and he still has to deal with a bunch of BS.
The officer's actions were a breath of fresh air, demonstrating a rare but welcome example of true integrity in law enforcement. It's not often you see officers standing up for civilian rights and upholding the Constitution so effectively.
So the officer came inside. I missed the front end of the conversation. He came inside. There's his car right out here, Akron Police Department. So he came inside while I was just walking around recording, nobody in particular, and they still want to throw a fit about I'm making them uncomfortable recording the walls. Now that they made a big deal about it, yeah, I'm recording you. You're part of the story. You made yourself part of the story. She said she was going to call the postal inspectors. I hope she does so she can get some sort of education today on the laws. He's not breaking the law. He said making people feel uncomfortable is not against the law. Finally, an officer that gets it. Finally. Hey, officer, just real quick. I just want to thank you for doing the right thing and upholding your oath to the Constitution and not enforcing feelings. I get people are going to feel some kind of way, and I could understand that, but I wasn't. Where was I when you came here? Yeah, nowhere near people, right? So I started recording once you got here.
The officer proved to be truly exceptional, standing up to the supervisors and defending civilian rights. Watch how grateful Justin became for this rare display of true professionalism.
Long not impeding people from coming and going or making threats.
Yeah. No, but I duly appreciate you doing the right thing, and I'm sorry you had to deal with that nasty woman. Yeah, no, I get it. She didn't like you too much. That's the walk of honor, not the walk of shame. That's the walk of honor. He did the right thing here today, and that's what we love to see. Officer Sams did the right thing. The ironic part is I don't even remember. Hey, sir. You want me to smile?
Nah, you got me, I got you.
Oh, okay. Tit for tat. Got it. No problem. I don't mind people taking my picture. Hi, can I just get one stamp, please?
Sure. 60 cents. Here you are.
Thank you.
Out of 75. Here you are.
Thank you.
And here's your receipt. Survey at the bottom. You have a great day.
I'll definitely take it. Thank you.
Hi, Neil. Thank you for your patience. How can I help you?
So the reason why you buy a stamp is so you get a survey, so you can give feedback, because they don't care. They absolutely don't care.
I could have gave you a stamp.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Thank you for your kindness. You too, ma'am. You have a wonderful day.
Next, we have this police officer who thought it would be okay to drive drunk while on duty.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. What's the hurry?
I'm just in my way to work. I have like 11 minutes left.
You have 11 minutes left?
Yeah, I
okay.
can win at 12.
Okay, and also, you're not staying in your lane.
I'm sorry, boss. I have a low tire. That's all it is.
Come back here and talk to me real quick.
Yeah.
Come back here.
The officer who went over 100 miles per hour was later identified as Jordan Hernandez, who had been with the Albuquerque police for 3 years. Soon after pulling him over, the officer could observe signs of impairment from Jordan.
Yeah, so you're doing stand right here. So did you even see me on the freeway?
I didn't see you. I'm sorry.
Okay. You didn't see me at all?
No, sir.
You didn't see me at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay, were you doing a buck 12 and I turned around? I actually saw you in the media and I turned around and I've been chasing you probably since the 2:12-ish.
Okay.
know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, you do a favor. You have your weapon on you, right?
What's that?
You have your weapon on you?
Yes, sir.
Let's put it in your car real quick. Okay. And your taser. Come back here.
Yes, sir.
Over here. When does shift start?
12, sir.
12? Okay, start here. So, Mr. Hernandez, where are you coming from?
Las Lunas.
Where do you live at in Las Lunas?
What's that?
Where do you live at?
Hunting Ranch.
Officer Jordan was heading over to his late shift, and the other officer could smell alcohol on his breath. That's when he asked him to do the field sobriety test.
Why can't you stay in one lane?
Because I'm trying to log on to all my stuff and everything like that.
Okay. So when did you start logging into it?
Honestly, I can show you. Like, I've been trying to log on and doing all my other stuff. That's the only reason.
Mr. Hernandez, when did you last drink alcohol?
Yesterday.
Okay, I'm gonna check your eyes real quick. Okay. Put your toes together. I'm gonna check your eyes.
Okay.
So nothing drink recently?
No, sir.
Okay, any major head injury?
Just a headache recently, but nothing crazy.
Okay. When did you graduate the academy?
About 3 years ago, sir.
Okay. Was I one of your instructors?
What's that?
Was I one of your instructors?
No, sir.
Okay. See my fingertip?
Yes, sir.
Follow my fingertip with your eyes only. And don't move your head.
Yes,
so, Mr. Hernandez, can you explain why I would smell alcohol from your breath?
I don't know why, sir.
Okay, here we go. Don't move your head. Mr. Hernandez, do you have a license?
On me, yeah.
Can I see it?
The officer could see his eyes bouncing off, which is a clear sign of impairment. Jordan stood in the middle of the road as the cop kept checking his eye.
Okay. Don't look at my knuckle, look at my fingertip, okay? Okay, same thing, I'm going up and down. Follow fingertip.
Yep.
Mr. Hernandez, 2 more quick tests. We'll possibly get you on your way.
The officer was almost certain that Hernandez was over the limit, but he kept doing the required tests, starting with the walk and turn test, which revealed his actual condition.
Directly in front, hands at your sides.
Can I take off my mags? I can't see it over my bag.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Can I put them on your hood?
You can put them in your car.
Okay. Sorry, I can't see over my hood. Or my mags.
Any questions?
No, sir.
You feel understand what I want you to do?
Yes, sir.
Next up will be step number 1.
1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And just like that, the officer proceeded with the third test, where Jordan had difficulty lifting his leg.
Any questions?
No, sir.
Do you feel understand?
Yeah, can I?
Sure, you can face whichever way you want. Whenever you're ready, I'll tell you when to stop.
1001, 1002, 1003,
Okay, come over with me.
Apart from these tests, the officer also had some pretty simple tests for Jordan as he was following the protocol.
Yes, sir.
Come back in for the number 58 To 43 backwards.
Yes, sir.
Don't sing them. Don't sing them.
Don't sing them?
Yeah, just count backwards.
Okay. 58, 57, 56, or sorry, 40 or 58 to where?
43.
43, okay. 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 44, 45, 44, 43.
You done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The alphabet.
Yes, sir.
Starting with the letter H as in Henry, stopping at the letter R as in Robert. Recite them forward. Don't sing them.
H star.
H star.
HIJKLMNOPQR.
Despite completing these tests with greater control, the officer had already made his decision as he proceeded to arrest his fellow officer for drunk driving.
Mr. Hernandez, I believe that you're well over the legal limit.
Okay.
Okay, go and take a view. So I will do the favor of that. Would you disagree with me?
I wouldn't agree with you, sir.
No, I said would you disagree with me?
I would disagree with you.
Okay.
Can I put it in my unit?
Sure. Did you do great in the fields? No. Do you know how to do the field sobriety test? Yes. Your speech. I've never heard you speak. The strong odor. Your eye movements. Okay.
Okay, but my eye movement and nothing else. Like, okay. I'm not going to argue.
Well, I know you're not.
I'm good. Here.
Officer Jordan felt as if he had been hard done by the officer because he had passed the field sobriety test. However, the officer couldn't get over his blurry eye and the smell of alcohol.
Do you want me to give him a call?
We'll call him in a minute.
You honestly, you don't need to do all that. Like, I can.
Well, you have your gun belt, yeah.
What do you want?
Or this thing?
Yeah.
Did that come off?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to take it out.
Okay. Do you want me to put it in my unit?
Yeah. Do you have a t-shirt? Do you have a t-shirt?
Yeah.
Let's check out the APD.
Okay.
Go. Face front of my police car? Yep.
The officer refused to give a breath test and was just taken to the police station.
You take our test? I'm asking for a breath test.
No, sir.
Okay, sir, I can't afford you to take our test, but if you refuse, you will lose your next driver's license or non-resident operating privilege for 1 year. If you are convicted in court for driving while under the influence, you may also receive a greater sentence if you have refused to be tested. Furthermore, you will be charged with aggravated DWI, which you know. With that in mind, do you want to submit to a breath test?
No, sir.
Turn around. This way. Open your mouth. Lift your tongue. Nothing in your mouth. It's now 12:06. Okay. And I'll take your phone from you, and then we'll call your sergeant. I gotta call my lieutenants anyway.
That's fine.
Officer Jordan was eventually charged with driving under the influence. He was placed on administrative leave following an internal investigation. Surprisingly, this wasn't the last time cops were caught drunk on duty. On May 3rd, 2024, Detective Victor Montalvo was driving his SUV when he just crashed it into his colleague's marked car. The detective had had a little too much to drink as he got out of the car and drew his gun from his waistband.
Secure that. Gotcha.
And can you confirm that this is the correct vehicle?
Just stand there. I got you. You okay? Okay. I want you to sit up for me. I want you to pull over here and I want you to sit against the wall.
Your heading contains so I can update it with fire. Is it within one lane or is it on 2 street?
However, multiple officers arrived on the spot as they tried to take Victor away. One of the officers took his gun away, and he was made to sit on the side of the road.
I don't have my handheld. My car.
The detective ultimately confessed to the officers about drinking a little too much. He was eventually arrested and taken to the police station.
They were doing I guess working the road. Who he hit? Hit him. You okay?
And this is
Okay, stay here, girl. We gotta take our 39. Got it?
He was given 2 criminal citations and pleaded not guilty to both. Eventually, he was relieved from duty by the Miami-Dade Police Department. If you think this detective was embarrassing, wait until you see the next one.
I can't go to the jet.
No! On January 23, 2017, a couple of police officers were on their routine patrol when they observed a driver sleeping inside his car. Soon, the cops went over to inquire about this situation.
He's breathing. He said he's breathing. I don't know. He's breathing. See if the door's unlocked. All right. Police! Open the window. Open the window. Sir, open the window. Open the window.
The cops later discovered the person inside the car was an East Cleveland police detective, Joe March. Instead of complying with the officer's commands, he did something idiotic.
Stop! Stop! Can't reach. Stop now. Here, open the door. I can't go get the switch yet. No! Police department, stop!
Put your hands up!
The cop had no other option but to break his window. However, he kept resisting and made matters tough for himself. It's beyond understanding why a law enforcement officer would behave this way with his fellow cops.
Right now! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! The doors are open. Keep him up now. Pull him out.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Pull him out.
Get out of the car, I'm going to tase you.
Fortunately, the officer swiftly resolved the troubling situation by handcuffing the detective, who was completely impaired.
Do you have any weapons on you, sir?
Copy 14.
I couldn't get into that window for nothing. I couldn't. It would not break.
Gun. Who do you work for?
What's going on with you? Why you give my partner a hard time? Who are you working for? Who you work for? Can you tell me who you work for, man?
Is this your work car?
Oh. Put me to...
All right, you're under arrest for operating a vehicle under the influence.
After making the arrest, the cops went over to search his vehicle, and they were shocked to discover a loaded automatic gun inside. It's terrifying to imagine what might have gone wrong if the cops didn't act on time.
This guy just started yesterday. Did he? Yeah.
What's going on? What's your name, bro? My name's Truso. Brad. What's your name? So that's what we're gonna do. What do you? Come up with something else? Dog shit. That's why residents need to pick up their dog shit. If I stepped in, I'd be really upset. It's okay.
Did you get it against him?
Oh, I stepped in it, yep.
You always step in it.
Always.
Alright, I'm gonna try to put it.
Oh, I'm gonna be really mad.
Oh, no, that's a leaf.
Show.
That's a leaf. Alright.
Always get it.
You guys got Garrison, somebody else at Station 2?
Fine. Are you okay with that? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm absolutely good with
All
that.
right, so then tell them to come to the station.
I will.
And then, go from there.
Eventually, he was transported to the police station, where he had to undergo a breath test. Despite the detective's continued sense of entitlement, the officers maintained their respectful demeanor.
Calm down.
Calm.
All right.
You mean calm down?
We're gonna be calm, dude. Come on, don't go getting all crazy on me, please. All right. My name's Officer Truso. You can call me Vince, okay? I'm OIC tonight. Alright? I'm gonna uncuff you. Joe, no problems, right? Oh. Man to man.
You fucking kidding me?
Listen to me, man, okay? I'll just stand up and I'll uncuff you, okay? I know.
See.
I know.
You see.
We know that now. Listen, you won't pull and drive. They'd have bust the windows out and everything.
They bust the windows out in the car?
Relax. Let me explain everything. Hold on. Chill. Okay? Alright, here's what's happening right now. You're being arrested for the OVI. You put my partners in a bad position. Okay?
Well, I shouldn't be arrested for anything.
Listen. Well, you put them in a position. Then you start resisting.
I didn't resist anything.
Okay, listen.
I didn't resist
All right,
anything.
well, this is what we're doing. We're having some of your teammates are coming to pick the car up and everything. Joe.
Okay.
Listen,
Right.
with due respect, sir. Listen to me. I'm going to give you respect.
All right.
Listen to
Please
me.
do.
You're wasted. You sit down.
Listen.
Sit down, Joe.
Hey,
Joe,
how about
sit
that?
down. I know.
How about that?
Sit down. I understand that. Right. I can't drive around drunk and my weapon on me. We shouldn't be able to do that, sir. On top of it, you have all your turnout gear, your kit in the back.
Despite his resistance, he was getting special treatment from the officers because of his position.
But you put my teammates in a bad position.
All right.
And I get
How do
it.
I put your guys in a bad position?
Joe, you were passed out on the side of the street, sir.
Okay.
You were passed out
So-
over there. Listen.
so-
Go ahead.
so-
Go ahead. You can talk.
No, go ahead.
You were passed out on the side of the street. My partner had to freaking knock on the window several times. You put it in park and went to drive away. And I know for a fact the way you're handling yourself right now, if this was EC and someone did that to you, you'd be doing the same fucking thing, sir.
You know what?
You know I'm right.
You know what? I'll
right?
tell you what. I'll tell you what.
You're starting to smirk because you know I'm right.
No, I'll tell you what. I probably would.
I know. I know.
I probably would. But I would not jam up one of your guys.
What am I supposed to do?
You're jamming me up.
I'm not jamming you up.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
processing you and having your teammates come and get you.
Jamming me up, bro.
I'm not
jamming
Calm
me
down.
up.
The detective was still being difficult, but the officers never gave him any problems. At this point, any other ordinary citizen would have been behind bars, or at least handcuffed.
I'll tell you what. One day.
Don't fucking threaten me, dude.
No, I'm not. I'm not threatening you.
I don't fucking want to do this,
Well,
man. But
I'm threatening. Now I'm threatening.
Fucking listen.
Come on,
I don't want to fucking.
Hopefully there's cameras.
Yes, there is cameras.
Oh, thank goodness.
All right.
Thank
I
goodness.
don't want to do
I'm
this,
not
but
threatening
I don't want to do this.
I'm not threatening
okay?
you at all. Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. Fuck out of here. Be a fucking man.
Okay.
However, slowly the detective started to feel better as the officer escorted him away from the interrogation room.
Yeah.
No good. I want a boss.
Fair enough, man.
I want Scott.
Is that done? You alright?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
For me?
I guess they said they were going to let you come with me. You want to come here?
I want Scott here. One of my bosses.
Okay. Alright, yeah, Don said just coming back to the station with us. Yeah, we can talk there.
Listen, I'm getting charged with DUI.
Okay.
I'm not all over that. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
I want my boss here.
Okay.
That's
I understand. They said they said you've been being cool with them. You know, they were just gonna let me take you in your car back to the barn.
Joe, I want my boss here.
Okay. Alright, let me call Don up and see if we can get him down here, okay?
No, not done that.
This detective was insane, but you'll be shocked to see how this sergeant was arrested by her juniors.
Come out the car.
Me?
Come out the car.
Go ahead.
Are you serious?
I'm good.
Are you serious?
I'm good.
Come to the back of the car.
As an officer approached the vehicle, he instructed the visibly flustered driver to step out. However, when the driver came out, the officer's expression quickly turned to disappointment.
Are you serious, Sarge? Really? You see how you're driving?
I have a friend with me.
Hey, Gomez, you on?
It turned out to be a colleague from work, Sergeant Andrea Smith. It was evident that she was intoxicated as she mumbled incoherently and even claimed to have a friend with her in the vehicle despite being alone.
Give me a note too, please. Stay in the back of the car, please. Hold on. Sarge, come out the car. Come out the car. Just stay standing outside the car. Stay right here. Sarge, stay right here.
The arresting officer returned to his cruiser momentarily. When he came back, he found that Sergeant Smith had gotten back into her vehicle. He then asked her to step out once more.
Smith. All right, gonna be performing some field sobriety testing today, okay? Are you willing to take these tests?
Absolutely.
Are you wearing any contacts?
No.
No? Okay, so what about your shoes? Would you like to take your shoes off? No? Okay. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna come over here. Any injuries or anything like that? No? Alright, so first thing we're gonna do, I need you to
Another officer arrived on the scene and informed Sergeant Smith that she would need to perform a field sobriety test. She consented, but the officer could not proceed with the test because someone called for his attention.
Alright, Smith,
So that means you was starting sobriety test, you started sobriety test because the sergeant told you not to?
yes, they advised me that Miramar is coming to take over.
Okay.
I mean, I started and now...
So in the middle of the sobriety test, it told you no, right?
Yeah, he told me to stop. My sergeant told me to stop. So.
Conflict of interest?
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. He told me to stop, and I'm just advising you that Miramar is coming to take over.
Okay.
All right?
No problem.
All right.
It turned out that the officer's sergeant had instructed him not to conduct the test and to let Miramar take over instead. Sergeant Smith appeared dissatisfied with this decision.
I still gotta write this shit up.
My phone is alone.
Don't hurry about. That's when we totally got.
The special team eventually arrived on the scene, cuffing the intoxicated sergeant. During the questioning, she was barely able to form coherent sentences.
Is there a badge in there? Where's your license on? Any female, is it in your purse? No. Just put it in the car and fucking... Somebody you want to give your jewelry and stuff? License? The sergeant just asked you. I'm the sergeant too. Okay. What you need? Do you need that? What's a deal?
I don't know if I got my license. I got my number for you. You need my number?
You have a police badge or police ID? Oh, that's like a 55 cent.
In my drawing home.
You with somebody? Keisha.
As the officers continued to question her, Sergeant Smith became verbally combative and refused to cooperate. She even attempted to assert her authority by giving orders to the arresting officer.
All the way. So she refused everything? Okay. I didn't ask her for the drug test yet. Okay, but she's probably gonna refuse that as well. Yeah, she refused. Someone said over here that you were shaking. 316? Listen.
The team had yet to conduct the field sobriety test, but they anticipated that Sergeant Smith would likely be uncooperative.
Treat me like this, like an animal? My own people? I'm gonna sue I'm gonna expose all that.
The DUI officer was taken into custody, and while being transported to jail in a police cruiser, she was caught on camera threatening to sue the department and expose them. The sergeant faced 2 charges and was relieved of her duty. However, her lawyer argued that the actions taken against her were retaliatory, claiming she was being punished for being a whistleblower. The officers upheld the law, even though the perpetrator was a colleague and a superior at that.
So what's the unlawful act?
Right now, it came in as a suspicious
Okay,
person.
and what statute is suspicious?
It has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does. What's the law?
To determine what's going on. So all
I'm taking
asking is
pictures in
identify
public.
Who you are. You're telling me you're doing something.
Okay.
That's fine, but I need to verify who you are.
No, you don't.
So in the event that something turns into something, I at least can say, all right, I went out and I spoke with this person. You're making this more difficult than it needs to be.
In January 2019, a Jersey cop attempted to violate a journalist's First Amendment rights. Little did the lawless cop know that this routine activity of his would lead to him getting an embarrassing schooling.
Working on a story for the township?
You're working on a story for the township.
Well, about the township for me.
For you?
Yes.
What are you making, a documentary?
It's a news story.
Story?
Yeah.
The police officer stopped the civilian, who was recording a video of a public building, and began questioning him as if he were a suspect.
You have ID?
I always have ID.
Okay, can you provide that?
No.
You can do whatever you want, but...
Just to...
You need to identify who you are.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
I do, sir.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
And what law is that?
Well, it came in as a suspicious person. Anytime we investigate as to somebody calling in about suspicious, we need to at least identify who it is we spoke to. You're not in trouble in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, then I don't need to give ID.
Well, you do.
What law is that?
To know who you are.
Shortly after, the officer made his motive clear by demanding the man's identification and claiming to have received a call about a suspicious person in the neighborhood. However, the man refused to provide his ID and questioned the officer's justification.
What law is
If
that?
I'm investigating a crime. It's actually called obstruction if you fail to provide
Wrong.
documentation. No, it's
Quote that statute. Quote obstruction. Apparently you don't.
Sir, look, I'm not looking.
I have to commit an unlawful act and prevent you from performing your unlawful duty to be in violation of obstruction.
Noticing that the man remained unyielding, the officer warned that if the journalist continued to refuse cooperation, he could face charges of obstruction. But being fully aware of his rights, the civilian still did not budge.
Currently, right now,
So what's the unlawful act?
Right now, it came in as a suspicious person.
And what statute is suspicious?
It has nothing to do with it.
Yes, it does. What's the law?
To determine what's going on. So all
I'm taking
asking is
pictures in public.
identify who you are. You're telling me you're doing something.
Okay.
That's fine, but I need to verify who you are.
No, you don't.
So in the event that something turns into something, I at least can say, all right, I went out and I spoke with this person. You're making this more difficult than it needs to be.
No, you are.
Not really.
You can come out and say, good morning, sir, how you doing? Taking pictures, enjoying your First Amendment right to take pictures in public?
What was the first thing that I said to you today?
What are you doing?
I said, no. I said, how are you, sir?
Okay, how are you?
Did I not say that to
Yeah,
you?
you did.
So you just asked me what did I do, and I already told you what I said.
Okay.
I said, how are you? And I said, what are we doing? And you told me what you're doing. And I said,
that's
that's
it.
fine. And I explained to you why I need documentation from you, just to verify who you are.
The man questioned the officer, hoping to understand what he had done wrong, but the officer was unable to provide a lawful justification for his actions.
Okay, but you don't need to verify who I am.
I unfortunately do. Yes.
No, I have the right to privacy in public.
You do, to a certain degree.
Yeah, and this is within that degree.
Yes.
Yes.
But again, if we're investigating it for suspicious because somebody called it in, it's not like we just...
It doesn't matter if somebody called it in.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so if you're outside on your property mowing your lawn and somebody says you're suspicious and the police come by, you have to give them your ID?
To verify that you live there, yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes,
it's
you
your
do.
property. Entitled to follow the law.
Which is this person.
Okay.
We just need to verify who you are and identify who you are.
And what statute is suspicious? What law am I breaking?
Sir, I'm not. I already went over this with you. I don't need to go.
And you
into
haven't
detail.
justified yourself yet.
I do. And listen, again, if
Okay.
you fail to provide your documentation, you can be placed under arrest for obstruction.
You think so?
Documentation. Otherwise, you are going to be placed under arrest for obstruction.
Despite the journalist's claim to be exercising his First Amendment rights and right to privacy, the officer insisted that he had been identified as a suspicious person and threatened to arrest him.
I do not have identification on me.
Well, so then you lied to me because when I first asked you if you had identification on you, you told me yes, I do.
Oh, I have fingerprints and retinas.
No, that's incorrect. I asked you, do you have documentation? Do you have identification?
I do not.
You can go back into your video recorder and you can verify. You have ID?
I always have ID.
Okay, can you provide that?
No.
Okay, so who are you then? Because we're going to have to verify who you are.
I'm not going to answer any
And
questions.
here's the other problem. Now you lied to me, so now I have a concern as to whether you're being truthful and honest with me. Do you understand?
Okay, well, you're not being truthful and honest with me because you haven't quoted a law yet that I'm required to show you
Sir,
ID.
I already explained to you what I need to
Supervisor.
do. If you fail to, there's actually a supervisor right there.
Okay.
Okay?
As the confrontation grew heated, the civilian contradicted himself by claiming he had no identification, which the officer immediately pointed out. At that point, the man called for a supervisor.
And I don't need to have a supervisor anyway because I asked you for who you are.
Well, I'm
You
asking
lied
for
to
a
me about who
supervisor.
you are, and
I did not lie about who I am.
I explained to you what happens if you fail to provide documentation. Now, if I find out you're lying to me, now you could be charged with hindering.
Do we have a
which
sergeant?
means giving failed documentation.
No.
You have two sergeants, right?
Two? Okay.
What's going on? So what is your name and what is your information?
I'm not answering any questions. Personal information.
Okay, well then you're going to be placed under arrest for obstruction.
And what
Okay,
law
like
is that,
sir?
Sergeant?
He doesn't need to explain it to you.
Well,
I
he
already
does
told you
actually.
that's what it is.
He actually does.
Just hold on a second.
So let's find out.
Can I just ask you what you're doing here?
Yes, sir. I'm in public taking pictures of a public building, expressing my First Amendment right to freedom of press.
Okay.
I'm here to actually file a complaint.
Okay. You have
against...
that right. You have all those rights. You just
Thank you. Well, he appears to tell me that I don't.
Now,
Believing he had sufficient cause for an arrest, the agitated officer was about to charge the man with hindering. However, the supervisor intervened, making inquiries about why the civilian was there.
just so you know, there are areas of this building that are posted.
Absolutely.
Off limits.
Yep, like the back of that parking lot there. It says restricted area. You can't go back there.
Areas or video those areas.
Absolutely.
Other than that, if you want to walk around with your camera, you can walk around with your camera.
And I don't need to show ID to do that.
You don't have to show ID right now. No, sir.
The supervisor confirmed that the man was within his rights and did not need to show identification as long as he stayed out of restricted or private areas.
All right, sir?
How's that?
Well, that's incorrect, actually, in that respect.
Oh, is it?
Okay?
Is it?
It's
So your
different than
sergeant's
what you
wrong.
explained to my
So your sergeant's
source
wrong?
and what we were going to.
So your sergeant's...
We're not going to get into an argument here.
Sure.
So we're all set,
Because
all right?
I was just threatened with arrest for not providing identification. It's a violation of the Fourth Amendment.
All right, sir. But now we're clear on what's going on, right?
Is he?
Are we all clear?
Is he clear? Because I'm clear and you're clear.
Everybody here is clear, sir.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Continue what you're doing.
I appreciate your help.
All right? You have a good day.
You too.
All right?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right?
Have a nice day, officer.
You too, sir.
Hope you learned something today.
The grumpy officer appeared visibly embarrassed upon hearing his supervisor's verdict and even argued that the supervisor was wrong. However, the supervisor promptly intervened and put an end to the argument.
And there they are, trying to figure out where I parked.
The civilian savored every moment, recording the officers, and at one point, he was even surrounded by 5 of them. To rub the shame in, he went back to the officers and asked the grumpy officer for his identification. The supervisor, well-versed in the law, intervened to prevent a potential lawsuit at the scene. In the last case for today, it seems that these security men might have never heard that civilians also have rights.
It's all on camera. I can run it back. It's all on camera. You'll see it on YouTube later, I promise. I'm allowed to do what I do. Y'all have to understand that while in public, you can be filmed. There's no expectation of privacy at all, buddy. At all.
In January 2020, this civilian was filming outside the Odell Oil Company in Belton, South Carolina, when he noticed a sign on the company's fence.
So today we are in Belton, South Carolina at the Odell Oil Company. This is where we are here. Look at that. Photographing or otherwise recording this facility is, or its operations is prohibited.
Continuing his tour, he noticed a similar restriction on the net fence, but knew that he was within his rights, so he kept on filming anyway.
Look at that. You gotta love that. Let's go see this sign here. This sign here says the same thing. That sign says the exact same thing. Access to this facility is limited. Photographing or otherwise recording. That's an interesting statement. We'll see how that goes.
The man was still filming the property when 2 individuals came out of a building on the premises to confront him.
So they don't have anything about recording here on this fence here. It's a visitor parking, it's back down that way. But they don't say anything about recording this property. They got something about Homeland Security on there. So you would think that they would know. I would hope they would. But again, we are down here in Belton, South Carolina. Oh, we got some interested people coming out here now, y'all. Look at them. I can't hear you. The whole facility, well, both of them really. Get some information on them. I'm sorry, brother, I can't hear you. A whole lot of information, honestly. A whole lot of it. Visitor parking is back along the side here, or is it in the gate on the side? Say what?
We can't just give out our information.
Oh, no. I didn't have any questions about it towards y'all. I can kind of find out what I need out this way.
The 2 men, identifying themselves as operators, informed the man that he could not gather private details and threatened to call the police.
Who are you?
I'm an operator here.
Operator here, what's your name?
So that's irrelevant.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Cav, your name? Okay, I was just asking.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Unfazed, the man encouraged them to proceed and call the cops. The men, who say they are operators of the company, refuse to tell the man their names when asked and proceed to call the police on him. But their threat didn't bother the man at all.
Yeah, inside the fence is.
Yeah, what you need pictures for?
You said what I need pictures for? Well, I can't say it right now because it's not published. But you can call the people, that's fine.
One of the operators asked why the man needed pictures of private property, but the man refused to reveal his reason.
So he didn't want to give his name. he didn't want to give his name, but we're here. And they say it's private property, but that is a public utility right here and there. But they're going. So y'all stay tuned, please. So they decided to send somebody out here to talk to me, right? It's actually about to start raining. I wonder if he's gonna get out the vehicle. Come on, don't waste the trip. If you're gonna get out the car, come talk to me. You come on. You can come here. These guys completely, it's finna start raining, which is the crazy part. So I'm actually going to get soaking wet. But I'm in Belton, South Carolina at the oil company on a road here, 33 feet from the center line of the road. I have their property line in my phone, and there are public utilities all right here. Some are in their property, some are right here, which is outside of the fence, and their trespassing signs are on the fence, which is beyond me. It's very beyond me. And he's just sitting here. If you turn it sideways, you get a better picture. If you turn your phone sideways, you get a better picture. Hey, buddy, if you turn it sideways, you get a better picture. Let's go talk to him. And then here comes his buddy down here in the truck. Yeah, that's his buddy right there. They're all curious.
The man is rather excited about them calling the cops and continues filming, telling them that he'd continue his tour until the officers came around. The man clarified on camera that he was on private property, but asserted his right to film due to the presence of public utilities in the area. Shortly after, they sent someone in a car to monitor him.
Okay, but I'm trying to figure out why y'all to follow me. It's like nobody here understands the rights that I have granted to me under the First Amendment. That's what's crazy. You know, this is all public property right here.
No, this is state property.
Which is public. State property is tax funded, which makes it public.
What are you trying to do?
So my tax dollars, your tax dollars pay for it.
I mean, it's suspicious and report it going in, so.
I mean, that's fine. And again, I told the people over here to call the police, that's fine. I don't mind talking to them. But you see that public utility right there? If I want to walk all the way to that pole and record this property, I can, because the city put that there. So that city property is public. I don't mean anybody no harm.
Someone finally came outside the fence to confront the man again. Arriving in a white Ford truck, the new man claimed that filming outside their property was suspicious and began taking pictures of him.
In the car? Huh?
Can I ask you what your intentions are?
My intentions is, I just want, again, I don't see these every day, so I stopped to take pictures of all these big oil wells here, because I don't see them every day. But it's like people are freaking out about it over a camera.
Well, it's kind of a touchy.
But y'all have cameras all over y'all facility.
Oh, we do.
So how is my camera any different than your camera? It isn't different, right? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm just trying to spread education. That's all. If I can film, so can you film, and y'all cameras are rolling in there. There is no hurt, harm, or danger done here. None at all. I see all your prior notice about trespassing. I haven't breached not one of them signs. 33 feet from the center line of the road is public property. And I also have the GIS survey of y'all's property line. I don't plan on coming on y'all property at all.
Can I ask your name?
I'm not giving that out. If the police officer want to come talk to me, I'll give him my name, maybe.
Okay.
But if y'all are going to call him again, I'm not going to leave. I'll stand right here because I don't mind talking to him. Are they on the way?
Not.
Oh, well, again, I mean, if y'all want to call him, I'm totally okay with that, brother. I have no problem with that. I don't. I'd be more than glad to talk to him.
Okay.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you. So this is the guy that we just talked to. And he is following me now. This is what he's doing. So we're going to get his license plate and publish that, since he wants to be a butthole. This is also him in his vehicle.
The man points out to the company employee that none of them understood the First Amendment rights of U.S. citizens and goes on to lay it out for him. While being filmed, the employee asks for the man's intention, and he tells him why he was there and how he did not understand why they were shaky. So the employee left, or so he thought, as he spotted the man following him.
Hey, Did they call you out here? They did? Along this public easement here. And I was taking pictures this way, that way, and back here. And they freaked out. They completely freaked out about it. And they was like, well, I'm gonna call the police. I said, that's fine. I don't mind talking because there's no crime being committed here.
Finally, Officer Parker from the Anderson County Sheriff's Department arrived on the scene, and the man explained the earlier events to him.
Hey, come over here, buddy. Yeah, you. Come here, please. I just need you to inform him of the First Amendment, that I'm allowed to record here in public, and I can be on my way. That's all I need from you, Officer Parker. Yep. Can you please just inform him of my rights through the First Amendment, and I'm on my way. That's all I wanted. There's no hurt, harm, or danger done here. I was strictly filming. I'm sure y'all have been prompt on it because we sued Anderson a long time ago. I don't mean any hurt, harm, or danger by it, but these guys here completely freaked the hell out, and I don't know why. I just need him to be informed of my First Amendment right, and I can be on my way. I'm gonna come across the road because I got to get it on film that you told him for my protection. That's all. I told you I was coming back, buddy. I ain't want to be rude. I just want you to be informed and hear from someone else that I'm completely allowed to do what I'm doing.
So with him taking pictures, it's not a problem. Okay. If he goes on the property, kind of get a story.
We're just going to determine we're on high alert anyway, so we're just making sure. Can you ask him to put video of me?
I'm allowed to.
He then calls out to one of the men to come over and speak to the officer. Officer Parker explained to the employee that as long as the man filming was not on their property, he had the right to film and take pictures.
I'm about to tell you that so we can be cordial. The first time you saw me, and I was cordial. No, I told you that I'm allowed to do what I'm doing. It's all on camera. I can run it back. It's all on camera. You'll see it on YouTube later, I promise. I'm allowed to do what I do. That's all it is. And I wanted her to come tell you because I didn't want you to think I was being a jerk about it. It's completely legal. And y'all have to understand that while in public, you can be filmed. There's no expectation of privacy at all, buddy. At all. And she can attest to that. I tried to be cordial with you, but y'all wasted resources and called them out here for no reason at all. There's nothing you can do about it.
As long as he's not going behind the gate or anything.
Well, you walked in our driveway.
No, I didn't. I stayed on the sidewalk and you kept talking to me. I said I couldn't hear you and I came closer to hear you. It was a consensual conversation at that point, so please don't try to say I came to your property.
You was on the edge of our driveway here.
Because I couldn't hear you, which was then a consensual conversation that you engaged in. I came closer to hear you.
An employee informed the officer that the man's actions seemed suspicious and made them uncomfortable. They also requested that the officer instruct the man to stop recording, but that didn't happen.
I can't.
What can we do?
Build a brick wall.
If he goes behind the gate, we can put him on trespass from there. But as far as him being out here taking pictures, videoing, I can't do it.
Can't do anything about it. I tried to tell you that, but y'all wasted resources.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, sir. How about you?
I'm all right, thank you. I'm David, by the way.
Hey, David.
Thank you.
Thanks,
It is. That's why I'm out here, actually. I'm about to go jump on my bike. I just tried to help these two gentlemen out here. And they didn't want to understand me, so they called this sweet officer out here and wasted resources when they could have asked me the same question. And I gave them the same answer, but they didn't want to listen to me. So now they're on the internet looking like fools because I tried to tell them. And those weren't my intentions. I tried to walk away, but then I saw her pulling up and I figured that they called and wasted her sweet time out here.
The officer emphasized that the man recording had not violated any laws and there was no legal basis for intervention. Another employee emerged and the cameraman, David, jokingly explained the situation to him as well.
I'm sorry you had to come out here, Officer Parker.
You're fine. Just do me a favor, don't go behind the
Oh, I won't. I won't. And I told them I have their property line on my phone. I checked the GIS survey. As long as I'm well within public property, it's a public utility pole. There no trespassing prior notice starts on the other side of that fence. I have no plans of breaching their property at all. None.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming out, all right? It was a pleasure having you here. Fellas, I'm sorry about the misunderstanding, but at least now you understand, all right?
These guys learned a quick lesson, but it appears some cops just do not learn.
In December 2021, First Amendment Auditor Sean Paul Reyes decided to conduct a First Amendment audit of the Orangetown Town Hall building, including the Orangetown Police Department. However, just when he was filming inside the town hall, an employee questioned his actions.
Sir, what are you doing?
Excuse me?
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over there because I don't want to yell back and forth with you.
I just want to know what you're filming.
Yeah, no, I'm just filming the town hall here. Oh, I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
May I get your name so I know who I spoke with?
Liz.
Liz? Thanks, Liz.
The employee understood Sean's reason for filming and didn't bother him much. Sean continued filming around the town hall before encountering a public servant from the town supervisor's office who escalated the situation quickly.
Hi, are you filming?
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good, how are you? Are you filming?
Who are you first?
Who are you first?
No. Who are you?
I'm sorry, you're in my building. Who are you?
I'm in your building.
This is the town of Orangetown's building?
This is yours?
This is the town of Orangetown's building. I work here.
Oh, okay. This is not your building. You don't own it, right?
I'm sorry, are you filming here?
You don't own the building. The people own the building, ma'am. This is a public building.
And
Respectfully.
you need to have, do you have a permit to film here?
Do I have a permit?
Yeah.
I do not have a permit, no.
Okay, so in order to film in this building, you need a permit.
That's not true. That's not true.
Oh,
Who are
really?
you? Yeah, really. Who are you? So I know who I spoke with?
I want to know how come you think you don't need a permit?
Is your name on your shirt? I can't really see. You work for the
Please shut
supervisor's
this out
office?
because you're not allowed to film here without a permit.
The woman who refused to identify herself was extremely rude and had no knowledge of the law, as she kept asking Sean to stop filming. However, Sean had every right to film in a publicly accessible area. During their argument, Officer Califf of the Orangetown Police Department arrived and sided with the Karen.
Ma'am, why are you becoming so hostile? How you doing, sir?
Officer Caleb, Orangetown Police Department.
How you doing?
What's going on today?
Nothing, just filming.
Doesn't have a permit.
I don't need a permit.
I'm going to ask you to leave.
I'd like that shut off
This
so
is-
I don't want
Exits
anything
this
on
way,
it.
you can turn it off, or I can take it from you.
Don't touch me.
You
If
can
you are
leave.
you ordering me to leave?
I'm ordering you to leave.
But I want that
okay.
filming, whatever's on his
Turn it
phone
off.
shut off. I
Don't.
want it
I'm
wiped off
walking
the
out.
Turn it off.
This is not against the law. This is a constitutionally protected activity. I'm trying to. You're trying.
Turn off the phone.
I am trying to walk past you to
Turn off
leave.
the phone.
I want to make it clear. I'm trying to walk past you to leave because you're going to need some complaints.
Turn off the
Don't
phone.
touch my phone.
Turn it off.
Don't. I have a body camera on too. Don't touch my phone.
Turn
What are
it
you
off.
guys doing? This is against the law.
Give me your license.
This is against the law.
License.
This is against the law, sir.
On your ID.
This is what crime have I committed?
I can ask you for your ID. You're in a government
you
facility.
can ask me for my
Where's
ID
your
and I can decline.
Where's your ID?
I'm going to decline to give you my ID. It's my right.
Oh, you are? You
It's
can't
my
be in a
right.
government facility.
Do you have reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime, sir?
You don't have a permit to film in this
That's
building.
not a crime.
Officer Califf immediately started intimidating the auditor, even using force against him. Sean was unlawfully bullied out of the area as he continued to protest for his rights. Shockingly, neither of the officers had any clue about the Constitution and continued to push him away.
This is a public building. Go get your supervisor, please. I'm asking for your supervisor.
I'm going to wait right here.
I'm sure your policy states that if I ask for your supervisor, you have to get me one. So can you get me a supervisor? Because you're going to make a big mistake here.
What's my mistake?
Your mistake is you're violating my rights.
I'm not violating your
And
rights.
I'm going to
You're
hold
in
you
a-
accountable.
You are in a government building.
You just grab. That doesn't matter. This is a public building. Yes, I am. This is a public building. I'm a journalist. I have freedom of.
Like
press.
I said, you want our supervisor?
Yes, I want your
Come
supervisor.
down to the police department side, and we'll bring our supervisor.
Great. Tell him not to touch me. Don't touch me again. You touch my You touch my camera.
You need to turn it off.
No, I don't.
You need a permit to film in this building.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
Is that a law?
No, it's town ordinance.
It's not a law.
Califf had no clue that ordinances do not supersede the Constitution. It's bizarre to see an officer who does not respect the Constitution as he continued to be difficult, along with the other woman. Fortunately, another officer arrived and safely escorted Sean to the police department, where he could talk to a supervisor.
Town ordinance.
It's not a law. Where's the
You want me to
code?
go get the town attorney?
Go get him. I'm sure he'll educate you, ma'am. If he's
I'm
good at what
sorry.
his job, I'm sure he'll
Are you trying
educate
to
you.
insult me?
No, I'm
You
not
just
trying
said
to
I need
insult
be
you.
educated.
Yeah, because you obviously don't know freedom of press.
I issue the permits in this building and the town of Orangetown.
You obviously
for
don't
filming,
understand
and
I have a right to freedom of press, ma'am.
You do not have the right to film in this
I
building.
do. This is a public building.
Did you pay $5,000 and
This
did I
is
get you a permit?
you're talking about for commercial film. Again, you need education. Go get the town attorney, please. You're talking about commercial filming, ma'am.
I'm not going to have you dismiss me like I'm some peon.
I'm-
okay?
Ma'am, you've been treating me bad. You've grabbed my camera.
you're
Please get me a supervisor, sir.
So come with me to this side, and we'll get supervisor.
Please get me a
This is the
supervisor.
town hall side. Come with me to the police department side. We'll get the supervisor.
Don't touch me ever again. Please excuse me. Get out of my way. Thank you. Excuse me, sir. Sorry about that.
Come on, come on, come on.
No, I don't trust this guy behind me. He's a
All right, so
loose
have him
cannon.
Walk in front of us then. I'll
Loose
walk with
cannon.
you. He can walk in front.
Loose cannon.
Come
Uneducated.
on.
The officer intervened and took Sean aside before he went on to rant against Officer Califf and the public servant who was bullying him.
What are you, in training, man? Like, I don't understand. What's wrong with you?
Why is he in training?
Because he doesn't understand that I have the right to film, number one. Number two, he puts his hands on my equipment, which he cannot do.
Right, but you don't have the right to film inside for no legitimate reason, which is what he was trying to explain to you. That's what we're trying to figure out.
First of all,
you're
no one
before. Like,
exactly. I'm an independent journalist gathering content for a story. I'm working on a story at City Hall. I have to go see the town clerk to do a Freedom of Information Act request.
Okay. But you don't do that at the town clerk, though. That goes to the records department.
No, I'm talking about. I'm not talking about for the police department. I'm not talking about for the police department, sir. I'm talking about for the town. I mean, it's public, but I mean, I'm not trying to. It is. I don't want to put anybody that doesn't. Wow, that's insane. You guys have no right to try and grab my phone. You have no right. I have the right to record.
I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, well that's. It's on body camera.
I don't want to speak on that because
it's on body camera.
Right.
And it's on this camera.
Right.
You tried to grab my phone, not you. When I say you, I meant the police.
Right.
Shortly after, the officer called for a supervisor with whom Sean wanted to talk and filed a complaint against Officer Calla.
I'm not leaving, so. But yeah, no, I'll wait, no problem. And then after I'm done talking to him, I'll conduct whatever business I have left, and then we'll be good.
Sounds good.
All right.
If that other female comes back, I would just come get me. And
yeah, I'm just gonna ignore her. I'm just gonna ignore her. Yeah, I don't want to deal with her, honestly. All right.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right, my name is Mike Boyce. I'm a sergeant here at Orangetown PD.
What was your last name, sir?
Boyce, B-O-Y-S-A.
Boyza.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, sir.
You requested to speak with the supervisor?
Correct, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk to me about?
Officer Califf.
Okay.
Completely unhinged and out of control.
Okay.
Completely.
All right.
Attempted to take my phone from me. Like, when I say attempted, grabbed my phone and I had to wrestle it out of his hands.
Okay.
Ordered me to leave a public building while I'm conducting lawful business.
Okay.
And just completely unprofessional and unaware of the freedom of press that we have in this country. I told him, no de-escalation technique whatsoever to try and figure out who I was, what I was doing here. Just allowed an employee from the supervisor's office to put a battery in his back. And like I said, immediately, I'm ordering you to leave this building right now. Didn't even ask who I was, what I was doing. No type of, prerequisite questions as to figure out what my purpose is. This is our building. This is the town building. You need a permit to film. Again, all things that a police officer, I don't know if he's new. I don't know, if he's been here for 20 years. I don't know. But the point is that a police officer should know. They should be properly trained not to put your hands on law-abiding citizens.
The supervisor calmly listened to the entire incident, and it was clear he understood the law much better than his junior officer. After hearing the whole ordeal, he was ready to file a complaint against Officer Calla.
These behaviors by law enforcement who took an oath to uphold the Constitution really concerned me, and I want to file a formal complaint against this officer.
Okay. Do you want to provide me with your ID?
I can give you my name, sure.
Okay. All right. What's your first name, sir?
My first name is Sean, S-E-A-N.
S-E-A-N. Okay. And your last name?
Reyes, R-E-Y-E-S. No issues. This is a public building. These are public areas of the building.
All right. So independent journalist, right?
Correct.
And you're gathering information?
Correct. As far as the layout of the building, public records requests.
A couple forms for you here.
Okay.
Civilian complaint against a police employee. So I'm going to give you a pen here. Do you have a pen on you or no?
No. You know what? I'm going to fill this out. Can you give me your email or internal affairs email, and I can email it over? And I'll definitely follow back up on it.
Would you be able to bring this original back here? Could you fill it out and bring it back to the police station?
Sure. Yeah, that's not a problem. Will you notarize it and then give it back to me? Give me a copy so I have you know what I mean? Like I have a signed copy that you received it.
I'll look into that, whether or not I can give you an actual copy of it. But what's going to happen is you'll fill it out when you come back here. I'll sign the bottom, confirming it. Okay, but we want to keep the original.
Sean got a complaint form for Califf, but he was still not done. He went over to the town hall building to get information about the tyrant lady, as he was not ready to let her go so easily.
Regarding, I don't know her name. She didn't give it to me, but a woman came out and was very rude. I would go as far as say unhinged, yelling at me, had a police officer try and take my camera from me. I have freedom of press. And no one even asked me what I was doing first. They just said, you can't film in here without a permit. Do you have $5,000? You know, just escalated the situation. I'm an independent journalist, exercising my freedom of press right. I don't need a permit, which I tried to explain to her. But again, her behavior and the way she conducted herself was completely out of line. So as a member of the public, I wanted to speak to somebody. And did you talk to the police? Well, she doesn't work for the police. So there's a police officer who I'm going to file a complaint against too.
Hello.
Hi.
I just been advised that the police are handling it, so.
So the police are going to handle the complaint against somebody who...
So that's all I could say. So have a good day. So the police are going to handle it.
Okay. Well, the people will handle it. Well, you see, no accountability here, no transparency, none whatsoever.
Sean then went over to file a FOIA request, and this time the town clerk seemed to have a problem with the camera.
Don't film me.
Excuse me?
Are you filming me? Please don't do that.
Sir, I'm just
permission to do it.
Okay. I'm just trying to conduct business. That's all I'm trying to do.
Understand.
That's it.
Conduct it when that's closed.
So because I'm filming, you won't help me?
I'm telling you, I didn't give you permission to film me, so please turn it off.
Sir, you work for the public. I don't need your permission. I'm just here gathering content for a story. There's nothing nefarious going on here. I just want to conduct my business, be on my way. There's cameras all over the place. I didn't give you permission to film me.
That's for the safety.
So, okay, so this is for my safety.
What am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do? Exactly. The argument goes both ways.
I'll see if the form prints out. Normally it's done online. If not, you can there's not a form.
It doesn't, yeah, it's a law, so I could just put on a blank piece. You want to hand me a blank piece of paper? I'll take care of it that way. It's not a big deal.
Why are public officials so afraid of being recorded? Finally, Sean wrote his complaint and submitted it to the supervisor.
Hey, Sergeant, here's the written statement.
Okay.
A little sloppy.
All right.
It's basically a little summary of everything I told you already.
All right. Okay. That's my email address. You can take that with you.
All right.
And then email me the video. We'll be in touch.
Will do, Sarge. Thanks.
Okay.
Have a good day.
I'm trying to reach out.
Excuse me.
Shortly after submitting the complaint, he left the building and continued with his day. Officer Koloff acted as a tyrant and was taken care of, but you'll be shocked to see what happened with this police captain who broke the law.
Please. Huh? I'm not turning my camera off.
Okay.
On March 12, 2023, some Oklahoma police officers noticed a car speeding and swerving across the lane. Shortly after, one of the officers pulled over the car and was surprised to discover who was inside.
Okay.
Stay in your vehicle. Get back in your car.
I'm
drunk?
No, I'm the captain.
Huh? A what?
Captain.
Of what? Don't reach in your pocket. Get back in your car. 116 show me 1060 on Henry Lincoln Edward 497. Have a seat.
I will. I'm not.
You been drinking tonight?
I just got a ride.
The man driving the car was none other than the Oklahoma police captain, James French. The captain was visibly intoxicated and took no time before asserting his authority.
You been drinking tonight, sir?
I'm a captain on the police department.
What police department?
Oklahoma City.
What division?
Investigations.
What are you doing pulling in here?
My mom and I stay here.
You been drinking? How much we had to drink tonight, sir?
Please.
Huh? I'm not turning my camera off.
Okay.
Go ahead and step out of the vehicle. You gotta be kidding me.
Despite the captain's repeated pleas to turn off the body cam, the brave officer remained firm in his duty and refused to be intimidated by him.
How much we drink tonight, sir?
I was at a poker game.
Uh-huh. Because you were swerving all over me when you turned off you didn't use your signal.
I'm sorry.
How much you drink at your poker game?
Not much.
Not much? How much is not much?
I don't know.
Beer? Liquor?
Yeah.
How many beers?
3 or 4.
3 or 4? How long ago was that?
It's been going on a while.
How long ago did you drink your last beer, sir?
What time is it now?
It's 0140.
Midnight.
The captain was in a desperate situation, and the officer tried to conduct some field sobriety tests before passing judgment.
Come over to the rear of your vehicle.
Okay.
You got any weapons or anything on you?
I do not, sir.
Just turn around, I'm going to pat you down real quick.
Go ahead. Do what you need to do. I promise you I'm not a problem.
Okay.
Can I shut my door?
I'll shut it for you. Just hang out there at the rear of your Chevy. Look straight ahead. You see the tip of my pin, sir?
I do.
I want you to follow the tip of my pin without moving your head, okay? Don't move your head, sir. I'm going to demonstrate for you first. While I'm demonstrating, I want you to stand with your feet together, hands down by your side, just like this. All right, sir? What's your name?
Matt French.
Matt French. Mr. French, stand just like that for me.
Okay.
When I tell you to begin, okay, I'm just going to demonstrate for you first. I want you to pick a foot of your choosing. It doesn't matter if it's your left or your right foot.
I'm familiar.
You may begin.
1,000.
Keep
Sir,
going.
can you turn that off?
I cannot, sir.
Please.
I know you're aware of our body cam policy. You know I cannot turn off this body cam.
I do, but I'd like to talk to you.
I can't do that, sir.
Please. Please. I'd like to talk to you.
Captain James couldn't believe that he was being held accountable for his action. It's probably the first time he faced an honest officer in his life. Despite his resistance, the officer kept on with the tests.
Are you going to do the test or not?
Will you please talk to me?
I'll talk to you once we're done.
You can turn it off, you can turn it on.
I can turn it off once I'm done with my investigation, sir.
Okay. I'm asking you. I'm a captain on this police department.
I understand that, sir.
I get
and I
that.
am a sergeant on this police officer,
I
not
am
taking
not-
an oath to uphold the law.
I
don't
am
show
not-
favoritism to anyone, regardless. I don't care if you're a gangbanger or the President of the United States.
Sir, I'm not asking you for that.
If I was to treat you differently than I was to treat like some Southside loco or some pedo, how's that look on me?
Okay, I'm not asking you for that.
Because I wouldn't do that for any of them.
Sergeant Skinner, please.
The captain's awful performance indicated that he was intoxicated beyond the legal limit. The officer conducting the test was getting impatient with James, who wanted special treatment.
Are you going to do the test or not, sir?
I will. I will do whatever you ask.
Okay, once we complete the test, I'll turn off my body cam once I'm done with my investigation.
Okay.
All right, you may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sir, please. Please. I'm asking you.
I can't do that.
Okay.
Okay, let's try another test then.
Who is this?
One of my partners.
Who is it?
Not sure. Can't tell with the lights on. No, it's Officer Kitch.
The officer followed protocol and conducted the final sobriety test before he went over to arrest the captain.
All right, anytime you're ready, you may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, go ahead and turn around for me. Put your hands behind your back.
Are you gonna arrest me, sir?
Yes, I am.
Can I talk to you?
Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, sir.
Next up, we have a unique case where this idiot cop was humiliated by a judge.
I want to be enlightened.
It was a mistake, admittedly, by Michael Wagner.
I know.
He testified to that today.
He caused her to have her driver's license suspended for at least a few months for nothing. So are you going to no process that case, or am I going to get mad at you today?
Perhaps you can get mad at me, Your Honor, but at this point...
Why wouldn't you? Wait a minute. Did you hear the uncontroverted testimony of this officer?
Your Honor.
Then I want you taking him up on perjury.
Your Honor.
Will you take him up for perjury?
He admitted it was a mistake, Your Honor.
No, but he lied. He lied on a sworn
Absolutely
citation.
not, Your Honor, and that is not true.
I'm dismissing. I am dismissing this charge. No, I'm dismissing the charge.
This action visibly angered the judge, and he would not stop here as he went on to grant more favors to the defendant.
This whole case was fishy, and I have no idea how they... You know what?
Their address on file.
You know what?
The state intends to amend
I'm
the
granting.
charge and proceed on
I'm rescinding the sentence. I'm granting the JOA.
You don't agree with the state's decision on
I'm
the
granting
other
the
charge?
JOA in fairness.
In fairness, because you don't like the state's decision today, Your Honor, on the case?
No, you're not. Now that I consider what Officer Wagner testified to and how many times he basically tripped over himself just to arrest this lady with no real probable cause. You're done. Motion to JOA is granted.
And you're not going to provide a written order on that?
Nope. You want to appeal me? Appeal me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The case should have never been done. Never.
Thank you for letting us know that, Your Honor.
The judge not only reversed his decision, but acquitted the defendant on the spot, leaving the arresting officer and his attorney in dismay. Well, sometimes police officers do the unthinkable in courtrooms, costing their cities thousands of dollars. In a September 2012 hearing of an assault case, Judge Doris Bird laid out punishment for an assault Anthony Waller when a police officer decided to take matters into his own hands.
Investigation for false imprisonment, assault in the third degree, assault as a class 2 felony, and a misdemeanor charge as well in possession of drug paraphernalia.
I'd like to object first. If I'm under investigation, I thought the investigation came first, then the rest came. Hold on, man.
Get on your feet. Don't turn on me. Get on your feet.
Waller was only talking to the judge when Deputy Brady Lovingier slammed him to the ground before taking him away. The suspect later claimed that he suffered broken teeth and head wounds. As a result, the deputy was suspended by the sheriff's office and ultimately resigned. On the other hand, Mr. Waller ended up getting $50,000 in damages from a federal jury. This officer lost his job for this. But what happened to this next bully in court will leave you all satisfied.
5 individuals claimed that this defendant tased them when they were not consenting to it, when they were not looking.
January 2023, Behar County Deputy Andrew Garcia was arrested for using his taser on cadets in training. Garcia was charged with 2 counts of official oppression, assault with bodily injury, and harassment. He pled guilty to the charges as Judge Boyd proceeded with the case.
You entered a plea to account for tampering with the government record. You entered a plea of guilty. The state waives counts 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility. The state recommends community supervision. They're opposing your application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report state?
Yes, Judge. Yeah.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, I've gone over my client and given him a chance to read it at his own pace.
It was Deputy Chavez.
No. Not in training, because you were not tasing people in training. I know that sometimes, and I don't know if it's still the case, I think it's not the case, they would tase officers in training so they would know This is the voltage of the taser. This is how it feels.
The state attorney explained what Deputy Garcia had actually done. The revelations will surely leave you in shock and dismay.
Yes, Judge. So this defendant took advantage of people who he was supposed to be supervising and training in the Bexar County Jail. He was the CERT deputy in charge of cadets and lockdown units with violent offenders, people with ag assaults, murder charges pending. At least 5 individuals claimed that this defendant tased them when they were not consenting to it, when they were not looking, and that he did it in front of inmates, which, jeopardizes the security of the jail and also does not help with the retention issues that the jail is having as well. At least 2 of the victims left after that they were tased because they didn't want to be part of that work environment. Some of them were tased on the arms, leg, back, stomach. Multiple people said they did not want to be tased. He did it anyways. There's evidence that after he tased them and that the victims would ask him, "Why'd you do that?" He would look at them and smile. Some of the people consented to being tased. However, it was under a type of duress. For example, one of the victims went to him asking for clippers so that they could cut the inmate's hair in another unit. And he said, "I'll give them to you if you let me tase you."
It's bizarre to hear that a law enforcement officer was being a straight-up bully and was harassing his juniors who were there for training. However, the events keep on getting worse.
In the PSI, I noticed that he said that he had been tased before. There's evidence that was uncovered throughout the investigation that he would, when the victims would say, "Hey man, why'd you do that to me? Have you ever been tased?" He would respond back with, "No, and I'm not going to let anyone tase me." So I don't know which part of that is actually true. Judge, I just want to make it very clear that when these reports come out and when all this stuff is happening, they don't say Andrew Garcia was tasing people in the jail. They say a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy was tasing people. He's besmirched the badge of the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. This is supposed to be a controlled environment, and he added chaos to an already chaotic environment. By doing this in front of the inmates, it put not only him in jeopardy and the cadets, but also the other inmates. And it is his sole job in the jail to maintain the health and safety of the inmates who are there. When he was confronted about it, he put on a government record that he does not recall this ever happening. However, in the PSI, he says the reason he did it is because it was done to him. The old saying, if all your friends jump off of a bridge, are you gonna do it too? And here it seems like he just went along with it and was tasing all these cadets.
The poor cadet who was multiple times spoke to investigators, or else this unlawful practice might have continued even longer.
The defendant is 6'10", 245 pounds, at least at the time when he was working there. One of the victims is 5'2" and 112 pounds. And he reported that he was held up against the wall physically, and that this defendant would not set him down, that he would put him into an arm bar in front of other inmates and tase him multiple times in front of other inmates. This was not a one-off time, Judge. If it was, I don't think the state would be having such an issue with deferred. It's the fact that we found out that this happened to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individuals. And the one individual he didn't tase, he would harass. So when he would go to start doing his checks on the inmates, this defendant would point the red dot at him, come up behind him and clack the taser while the cadet was just trying to do his job. Therefore, the state thinks that this defendant should carry a conviction because of the egregiousness and because he has besmirched the badge of the Bexar County Sheriff's Office.
Defense.
It seemed the bully enjoyed harassing and attacking those innocent young cadets. Shortly after, his attorney had the floor, and the corrupt deputy tried his best to play the victim card.
What you're accused of by tasing and harassing these cadets is not a proper work environment or training environment for them?
100%.
Okay. Have you learned from this not to do something like that?
100%, yes.
Okay. Were you ever tased? Yes or no?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And is it part of training that everybody's going to get tased sooner or later? Normally a time when they get tased.
At a time and a place, yes.
Okay. And did you notice anything from the inmates reacting to your alleged misconduct?
I'm saying I do not recall tasing in front of inmates.
Okay. All right. So, and this is your first offense,
yes, sir.
Correct?
Okay. Excuse me. Norma.
This is a first-time offender. I do understand what I did was, wrong. I would not do it again. It was a mistake. I'm about to get married here in the next couple of weeks. I asked for, if you put on deferred, I would greatly appreciate it. Have them a lesson, Your Honor. And I would never ever do anything like this again.
Any questions?
Any questions from the state?
Just a few questions. So your attorney asked you, you know that that's not a proper work environment, stuff to do in the work environment, correct? But you understand this is more than just some type of workplace harassment, that was criminal conduct you were doing?
Yes.
Where you were housing people who have allegedly committed crimes?
Correct.
So in fact, you were committing crimes in the jail?
Correct.
No further questions, Judge.
Nothing else, John.
All right.
After the defense and state presented their arguments, Judge Boyd took charge and announced the sentence. But before that, she took this bully to the cleaners.
We are actually going to marriage license to pick up the proper documents, and then whenever I guess they have their scheduling, we'll pick a date, but as soon as possible.
All right. The state is asking for you to have a conviction. If this were counts 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7, I would probably have no question about giving you a conviction. But however, you do need to be punished. And punished is not just permanent surrender of your TCO license. So I'm going to give you a choice. I will give you 4 years deferred adjudication. With that, you're going into custody to the Bexar County Jail for 30 days. That's your punishment. Or I will give you a conviction. Which do you choose?
And the conviction, are you just giving regular probation? Is that what you're saying,
Yes.
Your Honor?
Deputy Garcia was a lying coward. The only reason he didn't want to go to the same jail he worked at was because he couldn't face the cadets he was bullying for fun.
Only one that works with my family. My wife is focusing on her degree, and it's I don't want to be in jail, Your Honor.
Well, the people you tased, they just wanted to, I'm assuming they were there to support their families as well. So why were you tasing people? And I don't want to hear, because how old are you?
24.
24. I don't want to hear this is like college and people are hazing people. I never understood why people who had been hazed decide to haze other people. So why were you tasing people at the jail who are just there? And I know those cadets are young because I've seen some of them. They're 18. Some of them look as though they're 12. So why were you tasing cadets?
Your Honor, it doesn't make it right. It's a thing that's going around.
Oh, you're saying there are other cadets there are other people at the name.
Deputy Garcia tried to cover up by claiming it was a long-standing practice. The judge cut him off and went over to humble him for the next few minutes, leaving him speechless.
Who are tasing people at the jail.
Off the top of my head, Your Honor, it's been a while. I don't.
No, I'm thinking, who tased you? Give me a name. I'm sure the state would like to know these names. So who are the names of the people who were tasing you?
Your Honor, I do not remember.
Of course, you always remember the first person who tased you.
The first person who tased me was in proper training.
Oh, what's their name?
That was.
All of the complainants in this case remember you as tasing them. That's why you're here. So who tased you?
In proper training, it was Deputy Chavez.
No. Not in training, because you were not tasing people in training. I know that sometimes, and I don't know if it's still the case, I think it's not the case, they would tase officers in training so they would know this is the voltage of the taser, this is how it feels. Much like in the military, when they release the gas, so you'll know how to wear your mask properly. No, I'm talking about who tased you improperly, because that's why we're here. You're saying people hazed you, so you're just hazing people. So who are these people who tased you when you were not in training?
Your Honor, I do not remember names.
All right, so who else is tasing people at the jail?
Garcia tried to dodge the question, but didn't realize he was up against a brilliant judge who wouldn't let him off so easily.
Because that's what you're telling people. You're telling me, you're telling the state, you're telling the attorney that there's tasing happening at the jail. I'm sure those cadets don't want to be tased if it's not in training. So who are these other people who are tasing cadets? We want to know. So tell me who they are. Do you need to sit in the box while you think of the names of the people?
Any reason why are you not intentionally not remembering names, correct?
No, I cannot remember.
Oh, I mean, if you want to sit in the box and think about the names, because you can't just throw around people are being tased at the jail by other people and then that's it. Who are these people who are tasing people? There's nothing worse. Well, there may be other things that are worse than people who say, well, I heard. But you're not saying I heard.
Yes, ma'am.
You're saying, oh, now you're changing it to I heard?
I haven't seen someone get tased. I've heard of stories of people getting tased, and I just ran with that.
Oh, so he's never seen anybody tased. So now he's not just continuing the hazing that happened to him. He was just tasing people. Your unborn child, is this going to be a girl or a boy?
He's born 4 months old. He's a boy, yes, ma'am.
The deputy continued making a joke of himself, left with no answers. The pathetic bully never considered his actions wrong, and the judge kept pressing on his vague excuses.
He's born 4 months old. He's a boy, yes, ma'am.
4 months old. So what if he decides to be a cadet at the jail and somebody like you, who's 6'10", however much you weigh, is tasing him?
I would be unhappy with that.
Mm-hmm. How unhappy would you be?
Very unhappy. Very unhappy.
And how would you think the work environment would be for your son when they're constantly worried about some guy who's bigger than them tase them?
As a parent, I would not approve of that work environment, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. That's what you did. Some people would call it being a bully, but that's what you did.
Yes, ma'am.
So you deserve a conviction, and I'm going to give you a conviction. Is there anything else from either party? In the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 4 years. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting. Oh, and if I haven't said it before, I'm finding you guilty. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs. There's to be the permanent surrender of your TCOL license. And I know sometimes people will give up their TCOL license, but then they go to another state and they're allowed to become officers again. So while you're on this probation, there's to be no employment as a security officer.
In my opinion, the deputy was lucky not to get a jail sentence. His punishment felt like a slap on the wrist, but the judge made sure to humble him one last time.
Court is not waiving any of those hours, and I'm going to require parenting classes. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Want the judge give you anything, help you at all? This is your time to ask.
Sir, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful on this probation?
No, no.
All right. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it? All right, we can go off the record. I understand why you don't want to do your time at the Bexar County Jail. And you know what? I know it has to do with people in the box and security for you at the Bexar County Jail. So that heavy beating of your heart, that's the heavy beating that all of those cadets had whenever you were on shift. And you need to remember that. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, good luck to you. Yes.
I apologize for field visits.
Yes, field visits once a month for 3 months. All right, just have a seat. They'll go over conditions with you. With your attorney, did you understand it, and did you sign it? All right, we can go off the record. I understand why you don't want to do your time at the Bexar County Jail. And you know what? I know it has to do with people in the box and security for you at the Bexar County Jail. So that heavy beating of your heart, that's the heavy beating that all of those cadets had whenever you were on shift. And you need to remember that. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, good luck to you. Yes.
I apologize for You want field visits?
Yes.
Garcia was immediately fired from the Behar County Sheriff's Office. And although he wasn't arrested, he will never get to be a law enforcement officer again, thanks to Judge Boyd. Well, this isn't the last time a judge destroyed an officer in court, as this case will leave you stunned.
At least give me the satisfaction of knowing that you're out there beating up niggas. LOL. How humiliating and degrading. Be a positive example to Officer Zelenuski.
On January 28, 2015, Inkster police officer William Mendez and his partner John pulled over a black man for a traffic violation. What followed will shock you as Judge Vonda Evans details the incident during the trial.
I'm going to start out with Mr. Dent. The victim involved in this tragedy is a 58-year-old black man who was driving his Cadillac in Inkster, a suburb of Detroit. On the evening of January 28, 2015, where his life changed forever. He was stopped by the defendant, a then Inkster police officer, and his partner, Officer Zelenuski. Mr. Dent was stopped for a minor traffic offense and ordered out of his vehicle. With his hands extended out of his driver's window, he was grabbed out, thrown to the ground, and struck 16 times in the head by the defendant. In his attempt to arrest him, he was thrown onto a window shield of a patrol car, bleeding profusely from a head injury. The responding police officers arrived as the defendant is wrestling the defendant to the ground. Mr. Dent was struck, kicked, and tased while on the ground by what appeared to be a group of angry, anxious police officers that celebrated after the defendant was beaten and cuffed.
This horrible beating had left Dent's face and shirt drenched in blood, but the officer's reaction to this was even worse.
The video in the car shows the police officers fist bumping as a celebratory act of bravery by the defendant and his cohorts. But the one image that struck out to the court was looking at Mr. Dent in his cell, shaking his head. In disbelief of what had occurred to him. If his conduct was indicative of what he was thinking, I would have thought this. What crime did I commit? Being a black man in a Cadillac, stopped for a minor traffic offense by a group of racist police officers looking at. As police officer John Zelenuski, auxiliary police officer, testified in court too, in his response to a text, was quoted as saying, "At least give me the satisfaction of knowing that you're out there beating up right now. LOL. How humiliating and degrading that must have been."
After his arrest, the officers kept on humiliating, cleaned his blood off their uniforms with disinfectant. Dent was also charged with resisting arrest and drug. The judge was devastated by the events and delivered a powerful, heartfelt lecture.
He was left in a cell for a number of hours before getting medical treatment. But after hearing the defendant and his fellow officers joke about his injuries as they were wiping blood off their uniforms with disinfectant. 2015. Please be quiet in my courtroom. How does this happen? I'm going to tell you how it happened. Some years ago, 19 to be, well, 25 to be exact, I remember coming into this building with such enthusiasm, so excited. And I remember a lawyer telling me that nobody leaves out of this building like they came in. I didn't understand what that meant. You go to social events, you tell people what you do for a living. And after they say, what kind of cases do you hear? And as a judge, prosecution, defense, does criminal defense, a police officer, after a while they say, we don't want to know anymore. That's the job in the criminal justice system.
Racist Officer William could only sit and listen as the judge spoke. How fitting that he was being humbled by an African-American woman.
These pressures and expectations force officers who have a pure desire to purely serve the community as an occupation to conform to this group mentally or face being ostracized and labeled as an outcast among that group. These methods of indoctrination are passed along to new police recruits in the academy by stressing the importance of obedience to authority through a structure of shame and honor. It teaches them to conform and obey to the prevailing standards of the police culture. Field training, the recruit gets a reality check of what it's like to be out in the city. I was out at a mall yesterday. I asked a woman a question. I said, you don't have to answer. How much do you get paid an hour? She said, $15 with benefits. Well, guess what? That's more than what Inkster gets. They don't get benefits. The equipment, the police cars are old. We went out to the scene. Early in the morning, there were people who were using drugs. They just kind of came out. And the only thing I could imagine was the only thing that is separating these people from drugs are the police officers that appeared in my court.
Judge Vonda not only blasted the officer in question, but also questioned the overall system that produces such cops. On the other hand, all charges against Dent were dropped, and he settled with the city for $1.4 million.
According to Law Enforcement Today, a publication, police officers had the highest rate of alcoholism, divorce, drug abuse, suicide. Their life expectancy is 10 years less than the average American. Police are human beings too. They feel despair and they have ups and downs. Their job is made worse because they see on a daily basis, more than any other occupation, the worst behavior that people can inflict on one another. They go to work every day with the knowledge that some of the people that they are sworn to protect and serve want to kill them. But how do we as a community expect superior services from police officers who are making security guard salaries to receiving little compensation and struggling just to pay health care? We would rather save a few dollars to balance a budget than pay millions of dollars to reverse a tragedy that we could have prevented. I know that Mr. Dent would give back every dime of his $1 million settlement to go back to where he was in his life before January 28th. I wonder what would one half of that $1.4 million settlement awarded to Mr. Dent have done for the Inkster Police Department. Training officers that wanted to serve and not hiring officers that didn't belong. It's my belief that when we begin to value and properly compensate and train those that want to serve, then and only then will we as a community receive the type of services that we expect and demand from the defenders of our community, the police. It's amazing how poor cities like Flint can find millions of dollars to attempt to reverse a situation that $100 a day could and would have prevented.
This cop got the ending he deserved, but the actions of this next officer will leave you stunned. On July 13, 2017, officers from the Aurora Police Department entered a home for a welfare check after they were called by a social worker about a woman recently charged with child abuse. For a woman who had received a recent misdemeanor for a child abuse. While the cops were talking, an officer did something shocking.
So I don't want to anger you more. I hear that you're always on them. But I also want to let you know that when we came here, I understand that you were cleaning, and I understand you have a lot going on.
No, you don't.
Okay, I don't understand. I hear what you're saying.
Watch out. Hey, behind you.
No. That's my mom.
Stay back.
I don't have to stay back.
Dude,
Stay back.
Stay back. Get down.
Get your goddamn head off my... Bro, get your head off.
Get down.
Bro. You breaking my arm!
No, we're not.
Oh, yes, you are!
Quiet.
Get off of me! Get out!
Quiet.
Get another car here.
I got it.
No, you're not. No!
The poor woman being assaulted was identified as Vanessa Peoples, who was only trying to go and see her mother. The officer viciously attacked her and sat over her as she kept crying hysterically.
I got that one down.
Hey, listen. If you don't stop.
I'm not doing nothing!
There you are.
No, I'm not! No! Let me go! Let me go! You're breaking my arm! No one's breaking your arm.
Probably popped out of socket. Calm down, okay? Calm down. Don't bully the police around. Okay? So calm down. Calm down. Hey, listen. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Can you go outside?
Be quiet.
Go outside. Go outside, please.
Are you gonna calm down? Yes. Okay. Are you gonna fight with us anymore?
No!
Okay.
I'm not
If
going
you
to.
do.
Multiple officers had pinned the poor woman down and had their entire weight on her. Vanessa screamed in pain as she had suffered a broken shoulder, but the pigs on top of her didn't budge.
We're gonna... You got it down.
I'm not doing nothing!
You got that down?
Relax. Come on, what's going on with mom?
There, she's just yelling. Just yelling. What do you need?
Please. Yelling is not going to solve your problem. Are we code for it? Is there a status on everyone here?
No, I'm not going to jail.
The cops decided that handcuffing her wasn't enough, as they now tied her hands and legs up by a waistband. This police brutality was getting increasingly difficult to view.
Can you try to find his camera? Over here.
One of the we are.
There.
Get off of me!
Can we find out what's going on in there? I have no idea. Relax.
No!
You can't help yourself at all. But
Her. Hold on. No, we got it. We got it.
I can't! They're taking me to jail! Get out of here! Get off of me! I can't breathe!
well, in a second,
No,
if you stop yelling and relax, you will be able to breathe.
No, take me to jail!
That's already
I'm still trying to get to my mom!
Yeah.
Please get off of me!
You did something where officers couldn't,
No, I didn't!
Yeah.
I just walked up
Just
on
relax.
it! I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
This is exactly what happens when you give unlimited authority to individuals who don't have a basic understanding of the law and have no contempt for humans. The officer only kept escalating the matter, and at this, the visuals and screams were getting disturbing.
I can't breathe!
Give us a second.
Mom!
Okay. All right.
I can't!
Now relax. All you gotta do is relax.
Do you need any medical attention? Do you need any medical attention?
Yeah, I don't know how hard that is.
Do you need any medical attention?
Yes!
What do you need medical attention for?
Let's just get her out. Well,
no, we can do that.
Mom!
Hey, Harbo, give us some.
I'll grab it.
Hold on. Her leg, watch it. Slow down.
I got a shoulder.
No!
Who has a nice big back seat?
No, I can't breathe.
Where are you?
Somebody get his car door open.
Mom! No, you don't. Let me go.
Go on the other side.
Help!
Relax. I got it.
Please let me go.
Over the years, even the worst criminals have been treated better by the cops. This was surely a new low from the Aurora Police Department, as Vanessa was just shoved face down in the backseat of the cruiser.
I don't know.
I didn't do anything.
No idea.
Yeah, you don't listen.
No, let me go.
What's your name, sweetie?
Please.
You need any medical attention?
Yes.
For what?
I can't breathe. I got asthma. You got this damn thing too tight on me. Let me go.
Let me go see if I can find my camera.
Somebody picked it up. I think Wilcox has it.
I just...
Okay. Lucy.
It's too tight. I can't breathe.
The male officer, a disgrace to humanity, treated her with brutal disdain, exposing his racial prejudice. Cops like these do not deserve to be on the force.
Yeah, let's, that's the hobble. We gotta get that loosened. Let's,
Give us a second here.
hang on, we're gonna loosen that.
So we're using
This is way tight.
Yeah,
which one?
This, there's...
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we need to loosen the waist chain.
Could have made it more comfortable if she wasn't going such a fit. Well, that one, that's the only one you need to loosen.
Oh,
this one right here.
Well, let's just, you know what?
Let's just let her sit.
Let's hold off because we have rescue's coming right now. So let's just hold on to
Let's
the
just
feet.
undo this one.
Let's undo it and just hold the feet and just they're on our side and
What's your name?
just secure the feet.
What's your name?
Vanessa People.
Okay.
That was well before I put that on there. It's because you were fighting with us. That's why you can't breathe.
No, I didn't. I was gonna go see about my mom.
I told you to back off and you didn't do it.
Vanessa was taken to the police station and was charged with obstructing a peace officer. She got bailed out the same day and filed a civil rights lawsuit against the officers in the city. In September 2018, the city settled the lawsuit for $100,000. While this was a victory for Vanessa, the Aurora Police Department never apologized for their inhumane actions, as they claimed that none of the officers violated any policy. This officer got away very cheaply, but the next officer was absolutely hammered when he was found by his fellows.
1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop. Okay? During the exercise, do not sway, do not hop, and do not put your foot down.
On June 3rd, 2021, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office received several calls regarding a marked patrol cruiser weaving through traffic. The officers identified the cop driving the vehicle and went to his home only to discover he was at his secondary job.
Sheriff's Office! Sergeant. Sheriff's Office! Sergeant.
Hello?
Is this Zachary?
Yes.
Hey man, it's Sergeant here with me, man. Hey buddy, hey, are you okay?
Order 1498. Yes, sir.
Are you at home?
No, sir. I'm working off duty.
You're working off duty. Where are you working at, buddy?
Working at the, Hurt.
Buddy, are you all right, man? Where are you at?
Yes, sir. I'm at the Hart Bridge.
At the Hart Bridge? Okay,
Sure.
well, we're gonna come check on you, man, because we need to check on you, okay?
Everything good?
Yeah. We'll be there in a minute, okay?
The officer was later identified as Zachary Elijah Taylor, who was a 3-year veteran. Even from the call, Zachary appeared hammered, and his condition was even worse when the officers confronted him.
People concerned about you being possibly impaired. Obviously, when we arrived here, you're seated in the driver's seat with the vehicle running. And so there's some concerns about your sobriety. So all I'm going to do is just take a few minutes with you and make sure that you're not too impaired to operate a motor vehicle. You understand that? Yes. Okay. Before we do it, I just have a couple quick questions for you. And then what I want to do is, because you're dressed like this and I don't want to draw any additional attention to the situation, we're just going to walk over to where that tent is and have some things. Before we do anything else, if you don't mind, will you pull your zipper up? I don't want anything to come out or cause further embarrassment. Or you can take your hands out of your pockets too, I apologize. Are you a diabetic? Are you epileptic? Do you have any medical conditions which mimic you being impaired by alcohol and or drugs? No? Okay. Do you have any physical defects or injuries that I need to be concerned about? No? Well, I'll tell you what, let's walk over there now. I'd feel better than standing out there. Do you have on any secondary weapons or anything? No. Okay.
Despite being off duty, Zachary was wearing his uniform. To avoid any embarrassment from the public, the officers took him to a nearby tent to conduct a series of field sobriety tests, starting with the horizontal gaze test.
Because this is essentially a DUI investigation, just like anything else, we're just moving you here for privacy. I'm going to advise you of your constitutional rights ahead of time. Doesn't mean you're under arrest, just simply means I want to ask you questions concerning how much you've had to drink, when you last drank, those type of things to help evaluate your sobriety. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read your rights in advance. If at the end of the investigation you're not impaired, you're free to go, no harm, no foul. Likewise, if you were impaired, then you understand where I'm coming from, okay? Just to start, what I want to do is check your eyes. If you'll stand with your feet together, your heels and toes touching, bring your toes together just like I'm standing, if you will. Leave your hands down by your side, just remain in that position, and I'll explain what I want you to do. You feel like you're following it okay? Yes, sir. You do? Okay. Look up here, right where that gray thing is. Keep looking at it. Try and stay as still as you can. I know you're moving around quite a bit. Try and stay still.
During the eye test, Officer Zachary could not smoothly follow the detective's pen, and it was evident that he had something to drink earlier. However, the most concerning part was that he was driving in this condition, which could have seriously harmed innocent individuals on the road.
You can put on your eyeglasses if you need them for distance, or I can ask you switch to put your regular, these are your shirt, if you'll put those on versus wearing your sunglasses. I'd appreciate that. Or if you don't need them, you don't have to. It's up to you.
I mean, it's up to you.
No, it's up to you. Whatever you feel like will give you the best option, but no sunglasses. Either those glasses or no glasses. Your choice. All right. Obviously, I know you're in good enough condition to work in law enforcement, so I don't mean to insult you, but do you have any physical defects or injuries which would prevent you from being able to do some divided attention tasks?
And I was in a car crash in 90.
In what? In 90?
I-95.
I-95, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, when was that?
Right a year ago.
Okay, how many, have you taken were you cleared to return to work?
Next, the officer was asked to perform the walk and turn test, which proved quite difficult for him.
All right, now what take and place your right foot in front of your left foot where your heel touches your toe. Place your hands down by your side. Remain in that position. Do not begin. Go back. Place your left foot on the line. Just follow the instructions one by one, please. Put your right foot in front of your left foot where your heel touches your toe. So left foot on the line. Right foot, heel to toe. Hands down by your side. Remain in that position. Alright, let me fix you again because you're not in the right position. Put your left foot directly on the line. Hands down by your side. Remain in that position. Do not begin or do anything else until I instruct you to do so. Do you understand? When I ask you to, I'm going to have you take a series of 9 heel-to-toe steps down this line. When I say heel-to-toe, your heel and toe are going to touch each time with no space in between, just like we're standing now.
Officer Zachary was definitely inebriated as he wasn't able to stand correctly without losing balance. However, the worst was yet to come, and it was pretty embarrassing, even by his standards.
Do you understand you can begin whenever you're ready? Stop right there. Stop right there.
Seeing his fellow officer's abysmal performance, the sergeant proceeded with another test, which proved to be even more difficult for the idiot cop.
Do you understand those instructions? Sure. Okay. Do you have any questions about those? Okay. Based upon those instructions now that I've given to you, is there any reason why you don't feel like you can do that? Okay. Just as a reminder, while you're doing this, keep your arms down by your side. Look at your elevated foot. Count out loud 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop. Okay? Any questions? Okay? Alright? If you don't have any questions, you can begin when you're ready. Alright, we'll stop there because I don't want to see you fall. Let's have an honest conversation right now. How much did you have to drink? Drank last night. Okay. Let's have an honest conversation about what you drank last night. What time did you start drinking last night?
Well, this was probably one of the worst attempts at a field sobriety test. The officer had to end this torture for Zachary, who might have hurt himself in the process.
What time did you stop drinking? AM?
No. 7 p.m. Not 7 a.m.
So you drank whatever you consumed last night between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. In that 1 hour in which you did consume alcohol, how much did you have? How much could, on your best day, how much could you drink in an hour? Well, let's make it easy. What were you drinking? Let's start with that. You have no idea. Vodka, beer, rum, Jaeger, all of them. I mean, where were you drinking at? Let's do that. Home? At a bar? Okay, that's good. Drinking at home. Yeah.
He proceeded with his interrogation, as the test clearly indicated he was way over the legal limit. Zachary even had problems answering the simplest of the questions, as he didn't even remember anything. Alcohol has some serious consequences, and this video shows you why you must never drink and drive.
I'm sorry. Taking your dog, eating dinner, taking your dog out, okay? Anything else? Did you pass out? Okay. But other than that, how do you feel physically?
Nervous, but
okay. You would agree? Have you been trained on DUI investigations? I assume because you're certified. How do you feel like you did on that? If the roles were reversed and you were standing here evaluating me,
besides the one leg, I don't think I did very well on the one leg, but
okay. But you felt like you did good on the walk and turn overall. Okay. How many steps were you supposed to take down? How many do you think you took? 9 or 10. Okay. Why would you take more? Based upon, do you have children? Okay. Based on your condition right now, would you feel comfortable putting your family in the car and driving, say, to Disney?
Zachary had no answer for the sergeant's question, and it was finally time that he was arrested and taken to the police station.
Therein lies a problem, I'm not gonna lie. That should be an automatic yes if clearly you are way too impaired to be operating a motor vehicle. So we're gonna have to place you under arrest for driving under the influence today. What I'm gonna ask you to do to keep from causing any more problems, I'm going to ask you to remove your shirt and vest and just set it right here on this table for me, okay? Alright, I'm going to take these and set these right here. If you will, just place your hands behind your back for me.
The cops then took the suspect to the Duval County Jail, where he registered a breath sample of 0.299%. He was charged with DWI and ordered to pay a fine of $1,200. In addition, he was sentenced to 1 day in jail and 12 months of probation. He also resigned from the police department on the same day of this incident. This cop was above the line, but the actions of this next officer will leave you stunned.
You can't go for what? I'll shoot your dog. Man, what you sleeping on the ground for? What is unnecessary?
On April 13, 2018, a police officer responded to a 911 call about a person threatening someone with a gun. The person was identified as Polo, and the information was relayed to the cop, who arrived at the location and escalated the situation.
Are you Polo? Now, what's your name? What's going on?
I don't know. They called you. I ain't called you. I'm calling.
Who are we calling about?
Calling about me, buddy.
Calling about you?
Not calling about me. Open your ears and your mouth.
Hey, how about you watch your mouth for your ass gets thrown in the back of my car?
You gonna put me in the
here talking about who am I, Polo? I told you no.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, listen, you been going.
No, get your ass over here. You're now part of this. Come here. Come here, right now. Come here.
You can't go for what?
I'll shoot your fucking dog.
Shoot my dog, boy. You can't come in my yard.
Get over here now. Get over here right now. Taser deployed. Start me at 20.
Officer Cody Thomas was out of control when he man who rushed into his home. The man, later identified as Nate Carter, was not the suspect the officer was after. Instead of investigating the situation, the officer seemed determined to make life worse for the innocent man.
Hey, show me your hands! Clear the air. Start me some cars. Go back in the house.
Thomas called for backup, and ultimately poor Mr. Carter had no choice but to step outside his house. Instead of calmly de-escalating the situation, the officers did something shocking.
Front. Suspect has gone back in and out of the house. Taser has been deployed.
Hey!
We're still working on getting him outside.
Come out!
Get your ass over here now! Get your ass over here now! He went back in. Hey, sweetie, come here. Come here. It's okay. Y'all come here. Hey, y'all come here. Everything's okay. You stay right there. Hey, you come over there. You go over there. Come here. Come here now. Come here now. Get away from the dog.
No, see, boy. Let's go talk. I'm glad you ain't this. I'm taking my mail off. Man, what you sleeping on the ground for? This is necessary. Man, for real. For real. You gonna take my mail? For real. Man, for real. Are you serious?
Get cuffs. I got him. Get cuffs. I got him.
For real. For real. For real. I ain't even resisting y'all. For real. For real. I'm on. For real. So when you get your hand in my ass. For real. Ain't cuff me, dude. I'm not even doing nothing. For real. No, for real. So you ready to hand to go? For real. For real. For real. In front of my kids. For taking my mail. For taking my mail. For real. Are you serious? I took my mail. For real. Y'all get my kids on here. Why did you take my mail? For real. Ow. Why are you doing that? Man, why y'all doing that? Cause I checked my mail and got for somebody else.
You said that 20.
Man, for real. For real.
In the car.
Mr. Carter kept explaining that he was just standing outside checking his mail, but the officer's ego had been hurt, and he was determined to make matters worse for him. The officers mercilessly arrested Carter after shoving him face first on the ground. He was crying for help, but these tyrants would never care for him. As the cops gathered, they were finally made aware of the truth. They had the wrong man.
Alright.
I'm the one that
You called, correct?
Yeah.
Was this about him, correct?
No. It was another guy, but he ran through. He had the Glock. He was standing by that telephone pole, and he was talking about shooting up. Me and her was in there playing cards, and he was talking about he was talking about shooting up in her.
Because when I walked up, you said yes, that's him.
No, I said
yes, you did. Because I walked up and I said, "Who you hear about?" And you said, "Yeah, that's why I'm here." And so when I started confronting him about going in the house, that's when all this erupted. I asked you, and I said,
I misunderstood what you said.
Because when I walked up here, I said, "Is this him?" He was like, "No, I don't know. You're talking about open your ears, blah, blah, blah." And I said, "Is this why I'm here?" And you said, "Yes, that's why you're here."
Yeah, because when you started going toward him to the steps, I was hollering, "That's not him." But he was on. But he just ignorant. He always
Yeah, I know.
Talking and just act a total fool.
Yeah.
The gravity of this mistake was huge, as Officer Cody had messed up pretty badly. Instead of owning up to his mistake and apologizing like a man, he twisted the facts as a coward.
And I said, "Come here right now." And he said, "For what?" I said, "Give me your ID. I said, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But the whole time he's going like this, and then he kind of stepped towards me and started walking back in the house. So I'm thinking he's going to go do something with the gun. So I tased him right in the back. And then that's when he rode it for a solid 3 seconds, and then tripped up the stairs. And that's when he slammed the door, and that's when the barbs, I guess the second barb came out, but one stuck in him. Disorderly and resisting. And if Vanez can help me with make up anything else.
Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw instances where officers overstepped their authority and attempted to intimidate citizens. Fortunately, these individuals were able to stand up for their rights, and the officers were held accountable for their action. It's encouraging to witness these moments of justice and accountability. If you agree with me, please consider showing your support by liking this video, and also make sure to subscribe to stay informed about future cases like these. Also, if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video here.